Alright guys, and welcome to Dope Check episode number 67. We are just over a week away from the Esports World Cup and we have an awful lot to talk about. Yes, next week we're going to be discussing what's going to happen at the World Cup, what the predictions are going to be. But in the last few days, an awful lot has happened. Ravens disqualified from the World Cup. What's happening there? How much does this tournament mean? But also, OpTic telling all over the last few days. Shotzzy says everything about what happened over the last couple of seasons. Big rumours as to what they could have done after winning last year's World Championship. And then this year, they might well have an opportunity to do something similar. That's why the big questions have been going around the community over the last couple of days. Gentlemen, it is good to be back. Don, you've had a great day. You hit the gym. You come back. You're going to keep it a little bit less turn than last time this week, but it's okay because we've got another co-host on the line, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's Trey Day. That's what we call him today, Trey Day. You know what I'm saying? He said he's going superstar mode today, so I'm here for it. I'm gonna still get my shit off though. I'm gonna still say what I want to say, but yeah, man, I'm just chilling to lock in time, man. I gotta throw the alcohol away so I can get huge in a good way, not huge in a bad way, because that's what I am right now. I'm trying to not be huge in the bad way. I'm trying to be huge in the fantastic way. So no more alcohol for a little bit, but I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? I'm clear and concise today. So here to have a good show.
Welcome back, Trey.
What's going on? Hello. I ain't doing too well.
Tough day.
You know,
Tough day in the office.
It's going to be a tough day for sure. Yeah, if you guys don't know, if you guys are just listening on Spotify or you guys are watching a rerun, I don't know if the chat's going to pop up for you guys, but last week Don got pretty turned. You know, you could see he got pretty turned. Well, I said I'll do it this week if we get a couple super chats. And we got 5 super chats.
We did in the pre-show.
And then Rab increased the goal to 15 and said Trey slams the bottle.
There's no
but the issue is someone just dropped 20 doll hairs. And that's not Canadian.
Already with the 20.
You know, it's not Canadian doll hairs either. This is real money.
Yeah, real money.
All right? Yeah, real money.
And he says
3 shots right now.
It's big.
Now, I don't know how I'm going to do it.
Ah, shit.
Wait, that's euros too. Wait, that's euros.
That's the euro. That's even realer money.
Yeah, that's real money.
No, that's close.
Yeah, Jorge with the 20. Wow.
20 euros. Trey's going to be slurring, bro.
All right, so listen, this is what's going to happen. I'm gonna get a little shot glass delivered whilst we do this show.
Hell yeah.
And then during each segment we have of the show, I'll do a shot. I think we've got 5 or 6 segments. I'll do a shot. I'll do a little shot. They ain't gonna be doubles like you Americans out there, because listen, I do have to have this, you know, I ain't passing out nor am I throwing up on the show. Like, it's just not happening. So, but yeah, a lot to get into. EWC is on the way.
Absolutely.
I don't think we're going.
I might ping an email.
Listen, we could be there. We might not be. We might be. Who knows? We don't know. Could be a last day thing. Could be a last day thing. I don't care.
Yeah,
I'll be there.
do it from home. We'll be there. It is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, a lot to talk about in the show. Really, like you know, not a lot has happened in the COD world, but a lot has happened. Really, if we think about it, you know, Shotzy's been streaming again. He's gone on Generationals. He's won champs and don't care.
You don't care?
He's back. You don't care.
Leaksy is back.
Yeah, Leaksy's back. But yeah, let's get straight into it, Rab. Let's go.
Absolutely. Let's dive in. Thanks to PrizePicks as well, supporting the content all season long, and especially Dope Check. Appreciate all their support if you guys want to get involved, especially with the World Cup on the horizon as well, and all sorts of other sports and esports happening at the same time. Use code Breaking Point, link in the description box below. Claim $50 on your first $5 pick. You know how it is. Let's dive straight into the action, baby, because this is the Esports World Cup. Let me just fix Don's camera real quick. This is the stage we're going to have. You remember last year, Trey, what stage we were running from? I don't think it was this one. And there's been lots of fans out there. I mean, this was for the Valorant stuff. Jake Hell said he reckons this auditorium seats about 1,300 fans. So it looks like it's going to be pretty lit in there this year. I think, like, every year they're going to try and make it bigger and better than the previous year. So people can say, oh, it doesn't count, it doesn't matter, single elim and all this. And okay, you know what? Fair enough. I get it. I don't think it's as important as champs, but I do think that every year that this event happens, it's going to be considered with more and more validity. And yeah, the Valorant and stuff, they've had their production issues, but that's a main stage, right? Like, that's a serious stage. And there's 1.8 million buckaroonies on the line.
That shit looks lit. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it looks better than any event we've had this year. So. I mean, there's no way we can complain, man. You see the guys in the chat, they look like they're from there. Or not in the chat, in the bottom right of the picture, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's lit, bro. It's gonna have to be all type of different people. And from all different type of backgrounds, and I mean, it's just amazing to see like game make it this far. But I think it's lit, bro. I don't really got too much to say about this. It's fire.
I mean, listen, it always looks good, doesn't it? Let's be honest. They ain't gonna make people fly 20+ hours for it to be a fucking sports hall,
Little convention center, little school, little college campus,
Little gymnasium.
Little gym.
little gym, little movie theater.
Yeah,
No.
movie theater.
The boys just win an event and start pole vaulting, little gym action. Start bench
Shout out
pressing after
Miami.
a little. Well, I didn't say any names, but if the shoe fits. Yeah, listen, they're always going to run a good event. It's always going to be. I mean, respectfully, it's always going to be the best well-put event there is. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I know they've had a few
it's,
issues, and like obviously the game itself is pretty broken, so there's only so much they can do about that. But we will see.
Unlimited funds. That's what this does. Unlimited funds. That's all it is. Everyone's looking at Miami's looking at this like fucking hell. Like, imagine if we had unlimited funds. The same goes for everyone. But
yeah,
these motherfuckers building a whole esports city.
I actually saw some of the progress on that. There was a.
It looks insane.
Yeah, they're building, that Qadiyah city, where they're gonna have the F1 track and the theme park and all that. Like, it's not just they're building it. Like, I've seen some of the footage and what they're building. It's pretty crazy. I don't know. I think when we went last year, the timeline on that new city was like 5 years, but maybe they'll get it done sooner. Who knows? The big talking point around the World Cup was what Scrap had to say. People are saying, is it copium because they got bombed out of the World Championship, or does he know what he's talking about? I think a lot of what Scrap says is probably kind of fair. He says last year didn't feel like people cared about it. We were so mind blown going there. This year is different. I'm there to play, not go sightseeing, he says. And then he says the tournament definitely matters because FaZe stayed together because of it last year. And eventually the World Cup's going to be bigger than champs. So 4 big points there from Scrap. I don't agree with all of them, but your initial thoughts on that, Trey?
I would stay together if I won 150 bags each, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, listen, let's not pretend like it doesn't matter. Everyone knows it matters. But, maybe like you said, more teams care about it now that they didn't do as well as they thought they were going to do at champs, which, is fair. But then they've also got to realize this is happening every single year. So if you do flop at champs, you can come back and, not exactly get revenge or, win back what you lost at champs. But because obviously champs is, it means more to your career to everyone else. But at least with this event, you still won EWC, which is the second biggest event of the year. And FaZe did stick because of it, but that don't necessarily mean it's an important tournament. The tournament should just be important to everyone as it is. I don't know why it isn't. Obviously champs is more prestigious, but come on now. You're flying to Saudi Arabia, it's a 20-hour flight. What do you mean you're not taking it as serious?
Hella money.
If you told me I got a 20-hour flight to go play at an event, I'm not leaving that event early just because.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of those situations where I agree with what Scrap said. I just think him yapping so much throughout the season and leading up to champs and everybody else yapping leading up to champs, it just makes him look a little stupid, honestly. That's why people are saying copium and stuff like that, because it just looks dumb. Going into next year, playing the game as soon as you get on Black Ops 7, you should think, okay, everything I'm doing is for champs and EWC, not just it's champs and then there's some extra event at the end. No, this is a amazing event to play at. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, yeah, is it single elim? Sure, whatever. Is the money 150,000 each? Yes. Like, this is more important. This is still better than winning all the majors. If you win this, is better than winning literally 4 majors. I'm pretty sure.
In terms of Munyon, yeah.
So I just feel like he did say the right things, but y'all should have just, the whole league should have been saying this the whole year, and that probably would have took pressure off of you for champs. Like, why are y'all putting champs on? Like, it's like the way they were talking, champs is up here and the cup is down here. You know what I'm saying? But like, realistically, it should be like this, shouldn't it? It should be.
They literally sit on top of each other.
Yeah, it should be legit neck and neck. I mean, it's the same. It's literally the same tournament almost.
Hey, you didn't have to do all that though, Don. Neck and neck. You serious?
What you mean? I'm just saying, like, it's basically the same tournament. So I don't know.
Seems a bit targeted that because Scrap was talking about it. That's fucked up, Don.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see. That's just this. I'm an artist, man. That's what I be doing accidentally, man. Can't help it, man. But
thanks, Nate, for the $5 as well. First time watching competitive covers in 2011, watching MLG Anaheim. Thanks all for contributing to keep the scene alive. We try our best. We do try our best, but it's difficult out sometimes, you know. But the World Cup, it is look, it didn't exist a couple years ago. Now it exists. I do think, like, Scrub's perspective on it's going to be bigger than Champs eventually. I think that's the interesting take. In my opinion, it feels more important this year than it was last year, simply because it happened last year and now it's happening again. Every year it happens, it will gain more importance. I don't know if it's ever going to be more important than Champs, depending on the way that the structure is run. But, you know, if the World Cup doesn't go away, every year it's going to be big. And just to make it clear for the guys in the chat, Champs prize pool, $2 million, 800K for the winner, 200K each. Prize pool for the World Cup, 1.8 million. Prize pool for the winner, 600K, 150K each. I think the regular season majors were 375 total and 150K for the winner. So basically you win 4 majors. It's the same prize pool as winning 1 EWC. So that kind of puts a few things into context. I think a lot of the fans, they don't care about the money in the same way that the pros think. Obviously the money, it's interesting this, because you ask a lot of players and some players will tell you it ain't about the money, it's about the ring, right? And like, I get that, I respect it. From a fan perspective, I don't think the money carries maybe as much weight as it does for the pros, because obviously the pros are out there, they're winning the money. And probably if you win that money in Saudi, there might be no taxes on it. I don't know. But what do you think, Don?
I mean, I get, yes, of course, for legacy, right? Legacy, champs matters more. No one's going to argue that. There's no point to argue it. But at the end of the day, and it's hard to argue money. I'm just saying now, as a player, you should care about the money. It's hard to argue money and legacy because inflation, right? Like when Pac-Man, he always used to say this to me. When he won COD 4 Nationals, he got goddamn $1,750 each or something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, imagine if he won that. Like, say the market was the same, he would have got 200K each.
Yeah, 100.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was the champs of COD 4. Pac-Man won. He is a national champion. He won the champs of COD 4 and got goddamn $1,700. So obviously you can't argue, oh, Arcity's won $3 million playing COD, so he's better than Crim6. No one's arguing that. I'm just saying now, you as a player, you should care about what tournaments have. You should try to win. Obviously, you try to win everything, but the money is important because I'm telling you, like I said before, I don't want to deep dive and go on a rant, but like the money is not forever. These people making all this buku crazy money, they're most of us, even me, I was a high school dropout. Now I'm getting to educate. They're gonna have to start their real life. Maybe they go into their real life with 500,000 in the bank. Maybe that's on a ideal godlike situation. But eventually, these guys are gonna have to go to school or do something. Not everyone is Shotzzy. Not everyone is gonna play for OpTic and have content and be scumpy. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone's gonna, or be teepee even. Like there's some people who made it a long lasting thing, but for the most part, these players need to do smart things to make the most money, and they need to value money. Like there's nothing else to talk about. Like value the money as a player now. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the cup is important. It's for hella money. Like what? That's why champs is important too. That's why everyone gets nervous, right? Like what else are we getting nervous? If champs was for $0, would everyone get nervous? Like I'm confused. Like the money.
Remember the
is
X
definitely
Games, right? Remember the X Games? It was $0. So
yeah, it was $0 in Ghost. Yep, in Ghost
obviously
was
a
$0.
lot of prestige, but maybe don't hit quite the same. Like that's what's interesting about the X Games is that there's a lot of people comparing the X Games gold medals to, because I think they did it twice. I'm thinking there was no money the second time either, but might be wrong about
the second
that.
time there was money.
Okay, there was
second
money
time there
the
was
second
money. That's
time.
the one I got.
Okay, here we go. He knows. He
I'm
knows
an X
very
Games
well.
medalist, baby. Yeah,
Hell
I have
yeah.
an X Games medal.
Hell
I
yeah.
got like $3,000 or some shit, or like
Yeah, so that's
$2,000 or something.
it's kind of fire, right? Like people are comparing the two because X Games that shit was on TV, right? Like people know the X Games, so that carries some legacy and some weight just because COD was played there. But on the other hand, the World Cup maybe doesn't carry as yet quite the same legacy, but it carries a hell load of money. So,
yeah.
you know, like you can see both sides of it. The fans, a lot of the fans are like, well, X Games is cooler for XYZ. The players will probably tell you they prefer to win the World Cup. So,
yeah.
Like if you said to me, at the start of the year, like, this is how your year's gonna go, Trey. You're gonna lose all 4 majors. You're gonna get dead last. You're gonna make it to the league. You're gonna make it to champs on on your online performances. But then you're gonna get dead last at champs too. But you're gonna win EWC. I'll take that.
I try to take that.
I'll take that.
Well, that's a better year than a lot of people.
Hey, no one can say anything then. Oh, I won. Oh, you won champs? Oh, I won the mini champs. Yeah.
Jorge with the €20. Another Euros, baby. We're so back.
I know. Close to the pound. Close to the pound.
Close to the pound. Let's keep it moving. Great British pound sterling. The one and only. The pros are always complaining. No, go on, Don.
No, you're reading the... No, go
I was going to read it real quick. The pros are always complaining about not having enough majors, and now they don't care about a 1.8 mil prize pool tourney, ! The only thing they should change is the 1-round exit. That's the closest we're going to get to CWL. Yeah, don't disagree. It was the same in Valorant as well. Like, they played it was a single elim best of 3 bracket. Obviously, best of 3s in Valorant can take 3 hours, right? Because it's 3 maps. But yeah, I think, like, if you could change one thing, that would be good to change. Like last year, OpTic were the world champions. They turned up, they played FaZe, they lost, and they went home. It's like, well, you know, it's kind of unfortunate because it would have been nice to see how they'd have done. But also, that's how most sports work, right? You turn up to Wimbledon, you lose to Djokovic round 1. Unlucky. It is what it is. See you next year.
I just wanted to say because it. Oh, my bad.
No, you good. No, you get to go. You were
I was
gonna
gonna say just because this OpTic Texas guy, he's just obviously he's an OpTic B rider, but he's saying trying to say Seth has 2 rings because he won Worlds, but like,
wait, what is this?
The World Cup. The World Cup is way better and bigger than Worlds. I mean, Worlds was a great event. That was one of my. I think I was the best player in the game at that event. I got second, and then I couldn't compete. So I lost to them in the finals. I was fucking frying that whole tournament, but like that wasn't the same as the World Cup. Like no one was approaching that. You should approach the World Cup more seriously than that tournament. Like that tournament was just like, I mean, it was important, but like my team got second and Slasher didn't even play the game. Like other teams were not like, it wasn't as serious. It wasn't nowhere as near as serious as teams should take the World Cup. Like it was not, even though it was good money. Like I got 15K for second. So that was 60K for second. Back then, that was godlike. That was the most prize money I had ever made at the time. But second at the World Cup is how much? Fucking 80K?
Yeah,
it's a bit different. Yeah. It's a bit different,
I mean,
bro.
This is, I think even the pros know that like they should be taking it. The way I see it is kind of disrespectful to EWC when the pros say, "Oh, they're not taking it as serious as champs or something like that," because it's literally like just under champs. If being honest, they fly you out there, they treat you like royalty out there. You are getting chauffeured to the event every fucking day. They have a whole when we were there last year, they had a whole pro player lounge where you had to be a pro player or like someone of like some importance. You got massages, you got what was it, acupuncture, like you had it all.
Free
Everything was
mojitos.
for free. You didn't you could have got your pedi and mani there. Like you didn't need to do nothing. Like this shit was insane. Everything
They give
about
mani
it
petties in the back?
probably somewhere.
Probably
yeah.
this year.
Oh
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, like they like
yeah.
like I'm not saying that they're not like respectful of it or anything like that, but like I'm saying there's like certain like Miami hosts an event in a gym. Yeah, sure, flame it.
I think that's kind of the point
Like,
that Scrap's making, right? It's like last year we didn't even know what we were getting ourselves into. This year, like
it's
we
not like
know-
it's not like we pulled up to the desert and there was nothing there and we just had to like go out and buy our own setups. Like we're walking into a goddamn like it was like a theme park / COD event / anime expo / everything you could want to. It was like Disneyland with an Anaheim event mixed into it. It was like what I'm saying, like it had everything.
Just to throw Scrappy some bail too, because he's fucking brain dead. All the
He needs
stoners
it.
going last year were pissing it, bro. Like, oh my god, bro, I might not be able to smoke weed for 4 days. Fuck, bro. And all those guys are fucking fried. So he was probably like, bro, this event's not even real, man. I can't even get high at night. I gotta fucking smuggle a pin on the plane. Like, should I do it? Should I not do it? I don't know. Like,
FYI,
that
do
was a
not do
thing.
it. FYI, do not do it.
Because I remember I was around some people that was like, bro, I gotta smoke, bro. I gotta bring my shit. They were
Listen,
probably tweaking. They're like, this event's not real, bro. I can't even get high.
Do not smoke the pen, nor do bring any weed.
Don't take the
to
pen.
goddamn-
I remember last year that was a big talking point. People were like, damn, Ghosty got fried. Do you remember Ghosty was getting absolutely world star the first
Oh,
like
that
2
one map,
days of
that
the
one
event?
map when he couldn't get high, yeah.
Yeah, he was getting absolutely slammed. So I think like the pros, they better be ready for that this year because like
You're a new pro that is never going to EWC before. Do not take the Benjamin. Do not take Penjay.
yeah,
you will be going
leave
to prison.
Penjay at home.
You will be.
Take the last
what?
place, take the 20 grand. It's okay.
Yeah, have the authentic shisha if you need anything. Stay away from the Penjay. You will be. You'll be there for a long time unless
Yeah.
Zoomer ain't bailing you out.
Yeah.
Like just leave it at home, man. Or better yet, hey, hop off the Penjay. You don't need it.
You don't need the Penjay.
You don't
Even the Benjay himself, he was on the shisha until like 4 a.m.
Oh, Benjay had his own. We had a whole table. Bear in
Oh
mind
my
on these
God,
shishas.
this is actually
were-
hilarious.
These shishas were fucking huge, mate. It could feed a family of fucking 17 if need be. We go, oh, what shisha do you guys want? We're talking about it, Oh, we'll get this flavor. Do you want to get that flavor? Well, we got to make a decision. Benjay goes, nah, you can order whatever you want. I'm getting my own one. We're like, what? Bro, this
Shout
guy
out
pulled
Ben,
out
man.
like a whole goddamn. It's like a whole goddamn fancy bucket of shisha to Ben by himself. You're like, you try and grab it from Ben, he snatches it back.
Damn.
Ben was getting lit. I don't gonna lie.
And that's just nicotine, right?
I don't even know what's
Or-
in there, but I think you're
Yeah,
right.
I'm pretty sure it sounds like that. Yeah.
Were y'all drinking at the same time?
No alcohol in Saudi. We was drinking mocktails.
Hell yeah.
There's no alcohol in Saudi?
Yeah, you can't go fried all it.
Oh,
No alcohol in
shit.
Saudi. Most of the Middle East is true. Like you have to go to a lot of the Saudis. They go on holiday to Bahrain because in Bahrain you can drink. So, like,
Damn.
Listen,
You
me and
gotta
Rab,
lock
we
it
were.
the fuck in there, bro.
Right. I was living the greatest life of all time. Me and Rab in the gym early. We go for breakfast, shower, hit the gym, shower, go to the event, sit down, grab a free slush puppy that wasn't free, but we definitely had some.
I forgot it wasn't free.
It was definitely not free, but we got there when the machine turned on. Don't tell anyone at EWC this either.
Nah.
And then like at night time when the event was done, we would just literally walk around because the place is open, like everywhere's open till till like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., even later. We go find a nice authentic spot, get some like meat, rice, some of the authentic dishes, hit some shisha, hit a mocktail.
Better like
Absolutely.
3 a.m. Get up at 10. Get down for
It's
my
a vibe,
breakfast.
bro. No wonder those guys are healthy and they're not fucking committing all these crimes, bro. They can't get high. They can't get drunk. They can't do shit.
They still drive crazy though.
Oh, they driving crazy?
Yeah, they be driving crazy.
Hey, my guy in the Sprinter van, yeah. he's definitely got some points on his license. That's for sure. He's bending like left, right, rhubarb, just beeping his horn at people. I'm like, damn, like.
All right, Sebastian, we're locking in. We're locking in, Seb. We're going step 2 of the EWC drama. So, the other thing that happened this last week, this was the hypothetical groups. Right, let's not forget the groups we thought they were going to be OpTic, Ravens, Rocker, Team Orchid. We thought Group D was going to be the group of death. Heretics, FaZe, Falcons, Omit. Looks pretty scary. But in the last few days, some very interesting developments. We get this tweet from Cobra. That's it for me this year. We get this tweet from Afro. How can EWC expect Carolina not to get 2 players after they left because they're out of contract? We've been denied from EWC. Would get it if they were dropped because then they're making an intentional change, but they didn't make it make sense. And he says from not being able to get picked up mid-season because of visas to this happening, just gotta say fair play. Black Ops 7 can't come soon enough. And Ronnie does the article on Ravens getting disqualified. The top line is Ravens contracts ended. I mean, in the last couple of days is my understanding. I think the contracts run such that Champs ends, the contracts end about 2 weeks later. So the players were free agents as of about now. If you want to say something, Trey, you'd be more than welcome to hop in.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Another €20 from Connor as well. We're talking euros here. We're not talking pounds.
Oh, yeah.
We're running it up.
With the year closing,
Anyway, let me
just wanted to thank you all for the content through the season. Got me looking forward to Mondays. 10th a great edition also, and good luck getting a spot next year. Appreciate the content. Damn, look at that. Thank you very much, Connor.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I will do a shot after this little segment.
Hell yeah.
What the hell do you mean the Royal Ravens didn't contract their players till after EWC? Are you dumb? How dumb do you have to be? Now, I've said this to a lot of people that question me. I was like, oh, Trey, do you reckon it? Like, bro, teams last year made a whole goddamn change. Like, yeah, that was last year until they realized, like, shit, 4 players just got fucked out of a spot. So now they've decided 3 players from the original roster that qualified has to play there. And you're telling me the Carolina Royal Ravens, one of the greatest stories we've had in the CDL history.
Maybe the greatest.
Maybe one of the generationals. The contracts were made before EWC was a thing. No, they were not, because EWC thing was a thing last year. And the orgs know that EWC is going to be a thing for years to come. So what do you mean to tell me that Carolina Royal Ravens didn't contract their players till after?
The thing is, right, this didn't happen to any other team. So there's no excuses for me to be like, oh, well, they didn't know because the World Cup this. Is like, no one else made this mistake. Everyone else locked it the fuck in.
And listen, we all know EWC was going to be a thing for years to come. We knew this from last year. So don't come to me with that, but they didn't know anything. Oh, you're telling me the org in the CDL didn't know EWC? No. It's not run by very smart individuals over there and decided, you know what, we'll whack everyone, even the best player that we had at the time, Gwyn and TJ Halley, on contract so where they can just fuck off and leave. So now we can't even go. Is that not... Like, just actually think about that. Like, you've got to be sick to your goddamn stomach. Slasher has been through it.
Yeah, I mean...
You know? I don't even know what to say there. If I'm Slasher, I'm asking Ravens for a 5-year deal, $500K minimum, like, for fucking me over.
This was not good. Now, I am trying to compete next year, so I'm gonna try to be nicer. I'm gonna say what I want to say, but I'm gonna be more respectful to these organizations, okay? Just in case.
Gotta give them the benefit of the doubt, you know.
I'm gonna have to give you the benefit of the doubt, but at the same time, I just feel like, how do y'all let Tej and Gwen just go for free? I think they should have got, like, how did they end up not, like, trapping Gwen, like offering Gwen more money, doing something to just, like, how did Gwen just walk to another team? Tej, okay, maybe let him walk. Maybe he was. I'm not saying you got to throw Tej the bag, but at least throw Gwen the bag. How is Gwen just walking away to a team for free? How is your star rookie of the year? What was his contract? Like, I'm just confused about how that situation was, because I feel like he should.
I mean, I'm assuming for Gwen, he got the deal last year. He had a 1+1. They extended him on the deal for this year. The contract was going to come to an end. What they probably should have done is negotiated it last year, and then also make sure he was on until after the World Cup, because no one's going to turn that down, right? You got to understand, like, if you're renegotiating a player contract and you're saying, hey, like, we want to extend the contract, so your contract until after the World Cup, no one's going to say no to that. Like, they want to.
Yeah.
Obviously, it worked out for Gwyn because he gets to go to Cloud9, but I mean, it's just.
It worked out for Gwyn. I'm saying from an organization's point of view, regardless of Gwyn making the decision or not, like, when I was on Vegas and we were going through like a tough period and I was losing a little bit of fuel, McGee got me in the call. He's like, hey, listen, if I double your contract, will you sign a 1+1 again? You know what I'm saying? They should have offered, hey, Gwen, if I give you, I don't know what he was getting, but if we give you a good pay, will you re-sign a 1+1? Because then you get how maybe they did offer him and he said no. But I just feel like they shouldn't just have their rookie of the year walk for free. And then I'm seeing Brian Saint, like, I don't even know who to blame, because Brian Saint's on Twitter. Shout out to Brian Saint, and he's giving TJ and Gwen his flowers, writing like a whole essay like he didn't want them to leave, like he loved them. Which I'm not saying he doesn't love them. I'm saying, like, if he wrote all that, is like, is the org just not supporting the team? Like, what's the situation here? You know, that's really my thoughts. Like, how did they end up in this situation?
Now, listen, I understand Brian Saint spoke about it, saying that they didn't get the invite until they were at Champs.
Yeah, I mean, even that to me is hilarious.
Now,
they didn't get the invite till they were at Champs.
That's what someone put in the chat. Now, listen, I don't know if I believe that. I don't know, like Brian Saint.
Because apparently
like,
every other team,
every single other team got it at DreamHack, but Ravens the only team that didn't get it. They just got it at Champs. Listen,
forgive me for being a little bit cynical, but the chances that every other team got it and the shittest org in the entire league didn't get it are difficult to believe.
Listen, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I think they definitely got the invite before. They definitely got the invite.
It went into spam folder. It's okay. It went into the junk folder.
It went into the spam file. Yeah,
it is what it is.
I'm sure you didn't get the invite at the same time as everyone else. I'm telling Brian Saint, maybe that's what they told you. Oh, yo, the rules are crazy, bro. Like, I didn't realize this. I just got the invite.
Oh my god, mate. The thing that gets me is that it's your whole fucking job to make sure this bullshit doesn't happen.
No, listen, let me just explain this to you as well. Let me explain this to you. DreamHack, the team that won DreamHack, won an invite to EWC.
That's a good point. They would have got an email the next day.
So you're telling me Ravens were just sat there like, are we not getting invited? Like, everyone else been invited, not us. Like, what's going on?
You want to pick an email or something?
I refuse to believe that happened. And listen, Brian Saint, anyone out there can, say I'm wrong or whatever like that. Because this is the way I see it. If EWC forgot to send them the invite until Champs, surely EWC would be like, listen, that's our mistake. We're going to let you do this. We're going to let you have this roster because it's our mistake. We forgot to add you to the invite list to EWC where you played last year.
Now, they did play last year, yeah.
Yeah, they did play last year. I know they played last year. Every CDO plays EWC every year. It's not just we've got the invite. You are automatically invited if you're a CDO team. You don't have to do shit. Yeah. Falcons are going and they just got 3 wins in a season or whatever it was. LAG are going. What do you mean you just got the invite at Champs? You had the invite last year. You had the invite last year when they invited you for the first time, when you knew every CDO team.
Yeah, last year they probably had to say. What I find funny about that is that he was like, "Oh yeah, I got the email of Wednesday at Champs." I'm like, okay, if they didn't send him the email, when would he have? When would he have checked? That's what intrigues me. Like, how many days would have passed until he would have sent an email to be like, hey, just check it in. Like, are we getting invited or what's good? Because it sounded to me that if you didn't get that email on the Wednesday, then obviously champs happen, so he would have had champs, and then they get home. And then maybe at some point he's like, okay, maybe I should actually see if we're getting invited to this. It's like 3 days before the event. He sends
I don't even know why anyone needs to say that. You're a CDO team. You're going to the event. Like I don't get what's changed.
Yeah, I don't understand how this falls through the cracks, man.
Do you reckon Brian Saint was sat there like everyone's like, bro, everyone's got their fucking invite, and he sat there like, oh, if you didn't get invited, don't ask to go. Like, you know, I'm living by that law. Like,
yeah, that was
shout out Duke Dennis. You know, oh, if you didn't get invited, don't ask to go. And he's standing 10 toes like. Hey, we still ain't going. Who are they giving that a spot to?
Bro, it's your whole job to make sure this shit doesn't happen.
If you knew everyone got an invite at DreamHack, you didn't, surely you go. Yeah, surely you go, hey guys, I don't know if you missed us off the email list.
Yeah.
But we're a CDO team too, you know. I know we haven't been like performing, but like we're a CDO team too. Can you like lock us in for a spot, please? And
especially
then they're gonna
if everyone else got invited. Surely you have a convo to be like, yo, did you know, with some other coach you know on another team, like you got.
That's what I'm saying. They're probably sat
rolling,
there and it's like,
is everything good?
They're like, shh. Well, if you didn't invite me, like clearly they don't want me there. Like I'm not asking to go. What do you mean?
It's your job.
And then to not contract your players for EWC is just fucking insane to me too.
Oh, it's so like you don't have to criticize if you don't want, Don. It's okay, you know. This could be your.
I'm not criticizing Brian Saint. I'm not criticizing any of the players.
I am.
That's it. I mean, that's an org thing, bro. Like, it really is.
It is funny, though. Really like, I will say, I remember when they were going to run that event in Charlotte, and everyone's, damn, Ravens are running an event. Here we go, right? It's gonna be lit. Major 4 of the season. Can't wait. Boston was Major 1. And I started to hear rumors just after the Boston event was over that, like, this Carolina event might be chalked. But we were trying to work on, like, we were trying to do some content around it, right? Because that was maybe going to be Clay's last event, right? So Clay, because he obviously called it a day for this season, so it would have been that Charlotte event, right? That would have been like his last event to try and qualify for champs. It was going to be a big deal. So I remember we had a couple conversations with the Ravens because we were like, okay, Clay's on your team. It's a big story. This probably is Clay's last year competing. We would love to do something at your event in Charlotte because it's going to be like, it could be an amazing story if Clay in front of the Ravens home fans qualifies for champs, right? That was our thinking at the start of the season, was that was a potential storyline. And then we were talking to a couple of guys at the Ravens who are running the event and everything like that. And then as we keep having follow-up conversations trying to make this happen, we then get informed that actually those two guys we were talking to have just been let go. So the two guys that were responsible for running the event have now disappeared. And now Ravens were saying, oh, well, we can't run the event anymore because our guys who are running it, they're no longer here. So that's us fucked, isn't it? Like, what can we do? And then I guess it's chalked. So well done, everyone.
And it's just funny, you know, like I'll talk as much shit as I need to because I know some serious shit about this org. And like, fuck it, they ain't ever gonna pick me up. Like, I know that. Like, it's chalked. Like, I know that. Even if they picked up a full EU team, like, they ain't gonna pick me up as a coach because I spoke to. Maybe when they get new, hey guys, when you get new owners, I'm here. All right, let me just say that.
Twisted Minds, hit him up.
Listen, anyone that wants a good coach, hit me up. All right, that's what I'm saying. As long as his name's not Carolina, because I ain't getting fucked over again. Nope, not happening. No, you ain't doing that to me. You ain't. And listen, Brian Saint ain't gonna go in there and go, oh yeah, it's the Ravens' fault. This, like, fucking hell, look at this. He ain't gonna say that. So you know, obviously, like when I speak my mind, like obviously you got to be respectful towards like Brian Saint. Like I'm not cussing out Brian Saint whatsoever. I'm not even cussing out the players. Because if you want me to be honest with you, Gwyn and Tej might be the smartest players on the planet.
For leaving.
They didn't even try and stay. They said, oh, contract's up. Yeah, well, round me out of here. Yo, where am I at next? Yo, Falcons? Cloud9? Yeah, bet. Yo, they're living life over there. And this is the funny thing. Someone's put it in the chat earlier. John's Gaming, end of the day, every single organization had their ducks in order. no one, not a single other organization had an issue. Bar the worst org in the CDL.
My goats, man.
And they got no one else to blame.
They never cease to amaze. But what I will say is that I don't exactly know what's happening here, because the event is happening in about 10 days it starts. We don't yet know the groups. They've not yet confirmed anything. The rumor is that 5 Fears are going to get the spot instead. They can't have... So it was Fire, Hixie, Exceed, and Abe. Abe got picked up by Toronto, so apparently they're going to get Capstone instead. That's the rumor. But that's not been confirmed. We've not heard anything about it. Apart from Ravens tweeting publicly, we don't really know yet. So I'm assuming that this still holds, but I would not be surprised if conversations have continued about seeing if they can actually make this happen here. Either way, it's a complete shit show, obviously. But when Ravens are involved, it always is. So, thoughts, Dom? Final perspective?
I feel bad. Final thoughts. I feel bad for Austin. Like, he should be able to play, bro. I mean, he literally earned a champ spot. Like, even though their team was fucking horseshit with Dylan Rex, he was there from the start. Austin was there from the start, and like, he obviously deserves to play at the event if he fucking made champs. Like, they were like a 7th or 8th seed at champs. I think 8th seed maybe. But they made champs. He did everything he was supposed to do.
They were the 6th seed, I think, in the end.
The 6th seed? There was something, whatever the case might be. They made champs, and the fact that he made champs and doesn't even get to play at this tournament is just insane. Like, he should guaranteed be able to play on this pickup team if he wants to. Maybe he doesn't want to. If he wants to, I don't see why he wouldn't want to play like with a pickup team. Like, I know he likes Capsule too, like him, Cap, and like 2 other people. I don't know, but I don't see how he can't play. That just doesn't, like, he should not get fucked over. Like, he should be the last person to get fucked over. It literally makes no sense.
It is unlucky. The other big conspiracy theory that people are throwing around is these are potentially the new groups, right? So imagine Ravens no longer exist. We get another amateur team that comes in instead. That means the seeding shifts. And all of a sudden, the Group A is potentially OpTic, Rocker, Cloud9, and then whoever this new team is, potentially, if there's no Ravens. Now, the reason why people are talking about this is because Falcons have gone from Group D, which was a death group with Heretics, FaZe, and Omit, to now being in Group C with Boston Ultra and Team War, which is, on paper, far more achievable that they could get out of. So, I don't know. I think it just is what it is. I don't really buy into this idea that somehow the EWC organizers are fiddling the numbers to benefit Falcons and screw everyone else over. I don't really buy it personally. If they wanted to screw over the rest of the league, they could just drop the bag and sign the best players, and maybe they will. But and they might not make it out of the group anyway, right? They're obviously not favoured to make it out of the group because Boston and Ultra just played at champs. So it's not like the situation gets massively better, but it is better than being in Group D, to be fair. So that was just another talking point. Obviously for the Falcons, they've made a one-man move. They followed the rules, right? They did what they were meant to do. They picked up Tej, Exnid's on the flex. We talked about the change last week. Maybe it changes something, maybe it doesn't change much, but these are the new groups anyway for the World Cup to understand, Trey.
I mean, there's not, like I said, there was even challenger teams. They didn't even the challenger teams didn't make a mistake. It was just one org.
Oh man, I just feel. I was just texting Austin. I just feel bad for him, bro.
I feel so like I love Austin to pieces. That's one of my I've looked. Even as a player, like I used to look up to Austin. Like coming through, and you look up to him, and like him, Octane, Formal, like they were always the people I looked up to. So when you see bad things happen to him, where it's just not their fault, and I know Austin's reaction.
The last couple of years.
I know Austin's reaction. Yeah, Don's just like, what do you want me to do? I'm just unlucky. Like,
the old him would have been going rogue on Twitter.
Oh yeah,
I was impressed that he didn't tweet anything.
I'm impressed that he didn't go super rogue.
Bro, he's just perfectly. Bro, because listen, I feel like you can't really like you ain't gonna go rogue at EWC. There's only one person you can go rogue at, and guess what? They still paying.
Yeah.
So like, listen, you best believe though, you know, Austin gets off that contract. Austin, you can come on the show anytime.
Hell yeah. You'll be more than welcome. We'll even make a fourth little box.
We'll get you officiated there.
Hell yeah.
Trey, did you take a shot yet?
Nah, you see, it's great.
Bro,
you see,
what the
Wait, this
fuck?
is different topics, right? Like this is like okay, it's a World Cup, but
let me get
we got a number of different topics.
Chad, we gotta hold Trey accountable.
Yeah, I like this. I'm done. I like this.
A whole hour in, we're halfway through, not a single shot.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Clear feeds with the £5 Great British pounds sterling. Who do you think wins the EWC? We're going to be talking about that next week in great detail. All I'll say is OpTic are the #1 seed, baby. Hashtag Green War. Hashtag B2B. Hashtag T2P. Hashtag Leaksy.
Listen, I'm getting a shot glass delivered or just a glass delivered. It's on the way.
Hell yeah.
I have no clue who's the favorite for the cup. I haven't heard anything. I'll try to get some insider intel over the next few days. Hear about who's been frying in scrims, who's not.
I like that.
But I mean, surely Surge, like they could do something. Maybe 3 grand finals in a year. Like I want them to win, but
it'd be really cool. I like, man.
They might fuck around and get top 12. I don't know. I don't know.
Nasty, I really want him to get a chip. I feel like it would be a tough career for him because he made. Let's not forget, Thieves made the finals of the World Cup last year. The team with obviously with Ghosty, but it was at the time Nasty and Joe Deceives. Like they made it to the finals, and they went down a phase. So he made that finals, and then he made 3 finals this year, including champs. So, you know, you got to think.
You got to think he's due, man. I want Nasty to get one.
Yeah. You
He's
know
for
what?
sure due.
Well, Trey gets the shot glass in. I got a great clip to share here, Don. You're gonna like this one. I've seen this one on the Reddit here, and so this is from. Now I know that the French are just kind of like this, right? So that's why we see this a little bit. But I wanted to bring this up for the stream. So this is a player called Mystik. He was like an old school French pro, like way back in the day. He now is a streamer for Gentlemates, right? So presumably one of Gataga's boys. Now we know what we talked about last week when Gataga was roasting his own players. Now I will say, in this case, this is not an owner. This is a streamer for the org. So it's a little bit different, but it's still kind of the same, right? Now I appreciate that this is how it is a little bit, but I do think this is pretty hilarious. So I mean, like the clip is in French, so I'm just going to play it out and you can see the captions on the screen. But effectively, he gets asked, was FeLo that bad? And then he says, yeah, FeLo was horrible on the CDL scale. he was a good player. He would run challenges, but can't hang with the CDL pace, not at all. He said he gets too stressed. Individually, he's not solid enough. What he actually said was he's trop fragile, which is like he's mentally weak. Or like he's very, very weak is what he said.
What the fuck?
So like, this is just... Bro, you don't see this from any other team, but I just find it unbelievable that this guy was like, "Oh, why did you drop FeLo?" And he's like, "This guy was horrible. He works for the org."
I mean, bro, okay, like,
hey, listen, I'm just saying, if I'm one of these players getting shit talking about, I'm telling them to suck my fat knob, mate.
Get in the server.
Yeah, I just feel like. I don't know, bro.
Listen, Gataga, I can respect saying it because Gataga was a pro.
Well, this guy apparently was a pro as well. Do you remember this guy?
What's his name?
Mystik. I'm looking him up.
Yeah, I remember him.
Here he is. I found him.
He weren't good.
Oh, he's. You know what? You know it's bad when his profile on COD Gamepedia doesn't have a photo. No picture on this.
He weren't good. Respectfully.
Let me look at his placings. Oh, he played 3 tournaments ever in COD. Oh, no, he played way more than that, actually. No, ignore me.
No, he played a lot.
Yeah, he played from back in the day. Here he is. He played in Ghosts. He won... Damn, okay. He was on the team that came 3rd at ESWC in 2014, the original ESWC.
Yeah, who was
Mystik,
at that event?
Moors, Vortex. I mean, OpTic won. Oh no, EG won this year. Crim won it. That was EG won. TCM, Marky B, Moose, Gunshi rated came second.
It's just a terrible tournament, isn't it?
Gataga, Broken, Riskin, and Tommy were fourth on Team Vitality.
It's a terrible ass tournament. Scroll up. Listen, I check. What's Black Ops 3 saying?
Black Ops 3 is saying top 24 in the EU qualifiers. He came top 6 Gamers Assembly 2015. That's a tournament.
Yeah. Top 44 in the Paris Open. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, top 44
He's getting top 64s in MLG 2Ks. Listen, one thing you're not going to do is disrespect FeLo just because you work for the organization. Gataga, listen, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. That's Gataga. But I'll stand by FeLo here. That is insane. Motherfucker wasn't even making it out of a Saturday on a 2K. Like, come on.
I mean, my thoughts are like, bro, listen, let me start by saying this. I gotta be politically correct, but I'm gonna still say what I gotta say.
I'm having a drink, and I'm having a drink, and I said this.
LAG, you know what I'm saying? Give me 2 months, I'll be by far the best player on your team. So, you know what I'm saying? Look out. You know what I'm saying? Take notes. I can save y'all. Besides that, listen, I feel like as an org, you should never embarrass your players, and the players shouldn't embarrass the org. I have played for Hastro. You know what I did to Hastro that he didn't like? He didn't like that I stood up and talked shit to Doug. He thought it was embarrassing towards the org. He doesn't want people like that to represent him. So I shouldn't go in. I shouldn't make the org look bad. And he didn't never say nothing negative about me, even though I know he didn't like that. I was told in private, hey, don't do that again. You know what I'm saying? Like, you tell FeLo in private, hey, FeLo, listen, man, you got to the league, you didn't perform. I'm not saying what they're saying. I agree that they're correct in their thought process. Yes, I've been saying the same thing all season. I told FeLo when he got picked up, he needs to perform, right? You have to perform in the league. I'm not saying what they're saying is wrong. It's just the fans are already seeing that. We are already saying that. There's already people that are saying it for you.
It don't need to come from your bosses.
You should have your players back. Like, if they don't have their players' backs, bro. Like, they call them all kill whores, and then they're saying the guy is horrible and he shouldn't be in the league. Like,
he's calling him a Challenger Reaper.
The Reddit people are gonna say that. The Twitter people are gonna say that. Like, everyone's gonna say that. How is the org gonna say that? Like, the org should be saying shit that even if it's not true, they're trying to paint the best picture on their players so their players can have an opportunity on another team, bro. Like, it's like when they're saying
you
stuff
gotta
like
make
this,
your org attractive to join.
Yeah, bro. It makes me feel bad for FeLo because, like, yes, he did get horked on, but, like, bro, any top org, bro, no top org, bro, OpTic would never do this, bro. OpTic would never do this. LAT would never do this. And me and Nade, I called Nate Shot the worst player of all time fucking 7 years ago. He didn't want to pick me up, but the players wanted me on the team. So I got on the team. Even though we had, we didn't see eye to eye, he didn't drop me and be like, oh, Temp was fucking dog shit on our team. You know what I'm saying? Like, Temp was the worst fucking player of all time on our team, Like, you don't do, if you're a top org, you don't do that. Like, you just don't do it, bro. FaZe, no one does it. I've never seen Priesta. When Priesta just got dropped, they don't come out. The owners of the Falcons calls Priesta a piece of shit. He's terrible. Like, what the fuck? Like, I just feel like that is insane. That is insane. Like, if that was another org or if a player, imagine FeLo came out on Twitter. This is why I feel bad, and I feel like the org should get cooked for this, is because if FeLo went on Twitter and was like, damn, all my teammates are killhorn, this org is terrible, everyone would just be like, stop making excuses, stop doing this, no one feels bad for you. It's a lose-lose situation. So how the fuck is the org gonna roast him? He's already in a bad spot. Everyone saw his performance. He's already in a bad spot. Now you got the org people saying, yeah, this guy was terrible. Like, what the fuck? Like,
what confuses me about this, right, is during the regular season,
the org for this?
the French fans of Genomate are probably the most supportive fan base that I've ever seen in CODs. But
First 6 months.
There's like a cliff edge, right? Like, I think this is how it is with the French, and I find it very interesting. Like, we saw this in Madrid, right, Trey? That team was ass in Madrid. They were ass going into Madrid, and they were ass in Madrid. But they were getting, what were they getting? Like, fucking circles, standing ovations and shit. They had the players coming through, like, I don't know, they're putting their arms up and giving the players a fucking serenade or whatever. No, I honestly think, like, they did. They got behind the players. The fans were turning up with with flags and shit every day. They were singing the national anthem. They were doing songs. There weren't even any. Okay, there was Linz on the team back then, right? So they had a bit of a French thing going on. But if you look at the replies, even Marky B or whatever, Priester getting piss slammed every week. You look at his Twitter replies, and they're like, "Oh, better luck next week. We still believe." Like Allez le Bleu, like whatever. Like that's how they are in the replies. Even when they were getting slammed, there was still a little bit of that. But then it just seems to be the case that when things go bad, when somebody gets dropped or whatever, then all hell's going to break loose. So I think you get two sides of the coin there with this fan base. And like, I also think it's a little bit like this in other sports as well. It's just interesting. And I like the fact that in COD now we have different fan bases from different countries, because everyone knows if you watch Counter-Strike or some other esport, the Brazilian fans, obviously, you don't want to generalize too much, but in general, the Brazilian fan base is characterized a certain way. Fan bases from other countries can be characterized a certain way. Like if you go to a Counter-Strike event in Brazil, you're expecting a different fan experience than if you go to one in Germany, for example, and that's just naturally how it's going to be. So I'm excited about the fact that in COD, we've got these different countries actually that care about it, but I think as a consequence you're going to get this like kind of natural thing where they'll be really supportive, and then all of a sudden when they're not, all hell breaks loose. And this isn't going to be the last of it. I don't think they care as well. Like this is how it is.
They don't, because they
know
no
PR. There's no PR training. No. Like none of that bullshit.
This is
just,
like I said. This is what I was saying is right. Like even Nadeshot was watching his team back on MW3. Right, Marcus Afro having one of the worst stints of his career. Joe Deceives playing terrible. Not once did he go, Joe Deceives is fucking ass. Like, we need to drop him to the bench. Like, he might have said, like, bro, we're just not playing well. Like, maybe it's not his time. Whatever. Like, not Mystik, the guy who couldn't make a Sunday of a 2K, saying he's not CDL level when he's literally won an event in the CWL. Like, I know it's not the CDL, but like this guy, like FeLo was an event winner back in the day. Maybe
he made a final in the CDL with Dallas.
Made a final in the CDL. And you're telling me he's not a CDL level player? Maybe he maybe he is. I'm just saying.
Final, but you know what I'm saying.
End of the day, I just think if you're a part of the org, you shouldn't go around saying that. This player, he's literally just said this player is a Challenger's Reaper. He's not good enough to play against the other pros. That is insane to me. Why pick him up then?
Yeah, like that's what I've been thinking this whole time.
Are you telling me this is the first ever time you've seen FeLo play? Because I bet it ain't.
No, we say the same shit when they drop the rest of the team too. They're only saying about FeLo now because he's been dropped. But as soon as the World Cup's over, Diamond God, you better be ready. Diamond God better be ready.
Oh, Diamond God, if you don't start playing well, you got Mystik going, this guy ran challenges, but in the league, this guy's fucking ass. What do you mean he can't compete with the big dogs? Who are we picking up?
Listen, I guess it's not a big deal. No one's like losing their shit over this because their team is just not that great. But I feel like I want to see what other org owners, especially good ones, think about these people saying this about their players. That's what I want to think. What does Hex think about this clip? Let's see I want to see Hex react to this clip. Everyone send that clip to Hex and ask him to react to it, because I know he be doing some streams sometimes. Last week, my request got granted with the in and out Simp card. Sorry, Simp. I hope you don't hate me. I checked to see if he followed me still. Everything's good. Simp, I love you. You're the greatest. I got your jersey, man. Signed. You're the greatest.
I don't think he knew that you asked for it, to be fair.
But I orchestrated the Simp in and out card. I want to orchestrate. I want to see a org owner. Maybe if Hex don't want it, someone. What are your thoughts? Let's see Nade. Nade is always on stream. Nade Shot, please react to this clip of the org talking shit about their own player.
There's plenty
Because
from Gataga as well. Like, this ain't the only one by any means.
Let me ask this, all right? Who's the org owners that stream in the league? Is it just Hex and Nade?
Yeah, probably.
Probably. Yeah. That's how from Breaking Point to Hector Rodriguez and Matthew Haig. All right, we know we know you've seen some clips. Hex, we love you to pieces. Nade, I don't know if you still know me. You probably don't. Can you please just react to this and tell me what you think? Because I'm not tripping. I know I'm not tripping.
There's also another clip as well. So this is from Gataga. Another Gataga. There's another one. Yeah. So this is
another one.
Yeah, this was actually a while ago now. So this is when they're playing a Major 4 or something like that. I don't know. And maybe he was watching it back or something. I'm not 100% sure. But he basically, Kismet was even and the rest of his team was double neg. So someone in the chat was like, Kiz is playing 1v4, right? So then Gataga says, absolutely not. He's doing useless kills to get 3 seconds of scrap when we've already lost the game. Everyone is terrible right now. Stop watching stats, guys, and watch the game. Problem is, I played COD professionally. I see the kills that you're doing. And then, was that it? Don't worry, buddy. I see you, he says. So, yeah, that was the end of the game because Kiz went like 27 in 27. The rest of his team got shit on. And basically, Gataga was calling him a killer. So, there's just another clip just to throw it out there. Because
this is mid-event as well. Like, Kismet's got a goal back, scrim, and still play another tournament with these guys.
Bro, what the fuck? Am I tripping?
Wait, Don. I don't think Rab has the clip, but there's also a clip of like them all watch partying, and this is when Priest is on the team, and they start talking about it, and they like, we broke the hill, but it don't matter because we're shit. We're gonna get broken straight away. Look, and they just get broke straight away.
Now, chat, this is another clip. This is another new clip. There was last week we talked about a different Gataga clip. This was a new one that came out.
Doesn't this make you want to stay away from it? Doesn't this make you want to stay away from the org though? Like if you're a player.
They give me the money, I'll still play.
I mean, damn.
I feel like you won't be able to put a step wrong.
I mean, at least they want to win. I just think y'all could say all of this. That's the thing. No one is mad about what they're saying. They could say all of what they're saying. Just don't say it in public. Don't say it to the fans. You know how many times you could say, you can even talk shit about your teammate in private. Don't do it. But I'm just saying, like, if it's in private, that is so much better than public. You're just calling FeLo shit in public. Call them shit at dinner. Damn, man. We got to get rid of this motherfucker. That's fine. That is green light. I'm not everything they're saying. Just don't say it on stream. That's all I feel like.
I'm just looking back here, guys. This was in March when Priester, like the team was getting slammed, and okay, to be fair, some of the fans had turned on him at this point, but this guy Christian says retire, Jesus man. But all of the French fans, they're largely still pretty like, you tried your best. True fans understand. Like, okay, what does this guy say? Oh, he says you're awful. You're getting kicked off. So, like, this was about the time when the fan base was starting to turn, But even then, like, there was still a lot of optimism in his replies, right? Like, there was some optimism still. We hang in there. We believe in you. Do better next time. We've got loads of hearts in the replies.
Yeah, but then like when they got dropped, they were probably like, "Fucking hell, like I don't have to support this anymore." Jesus.
So when he got dropped, he did a tweet, and I don't know if there's too many. Yeah, thanks for putting in the effort. So I don't know, like it is what. I
guarantee these were the people that were like talking shit. Like they're in there like to say like, "Yo, Priester, man, like." Better luck next time, you got it. And they go to Gataga Shim, like, yo, can you get rid of Priester, please? This guy, like, he's ass. Like, he's just not cutting out for me. Like, these are the same people.
Yeah, just entertaining org, But we'll see what they cook up next year. Whether they bring in a more of a French team or whether they pick somebody else up, I can see Don on Gentlemates next year. That's all I'm saying.
Hope they don't roast me. I'm finna go rogue.
You gotta log in. You gotta play godlike. Play for those linebacker cards, you won't get roasted. No, actually,
I mean,
no,
listen,
you
if
will,
they
because
like-
Gataga was a player, so he knows what you're doing. He sees
they
you.
like
He sees you,
brutal-
buddy.
yeah.
He sees you, buddy.
If they like brutal honesty, hey, pick up Don as a player and me as a coach. Fucking hell, it wouldn't get more honest than that. I'll be
I was
reporting.
cooking
to
Gotaga
Gataga.
back in my day. I ain't gonna lie. In his
So
prime
was I.
Gotaga, he couldn't hit a bullet on me. I ain't gonna cap.
So was I. I used to laugh. Apart from when his team were better than mine. That's
Send that clip to
I can't
Gataga, say
relate to
pick
that.
this guy up.
yeah,
I can't relate to that, bro. Gotaga
Can't
should know. He
relate
should be like, damn, this guy was gunning me when I was in my prime. Like, let me throw him a little bag.
I like that.
I was moving on him. With his own controller, too. Xbox One, I had a Gotaga stuff. Because it looked hard. He had, like, the best design. It was black with, like, a red circle.
Damn, you smoked him with his
I was
own shit?
Yeah, I was cooking his shit, for sure.
Listen, I'm telling you though, like, listen, you want brutal honesty, Gataga, pick up Don as a player, me as a coach. I'll report to you live. Whilst you're live, I'll report how scrims are going. Yo, we got fucking, hey, we got fucking tucked. I ain't gonna lie, Gataga. We got tucked. Wait, what happened? Well, Don screamed at everyone. I screamed at Don, then we just got fucking tucked. It was shocked. Like, we might be caught from Major One. Like, it's.
Damn, is this the one, Don? Like the red one?
It was black
Yeah.
with, like, a red,
it's
or, like,
black
a
with
red
a
circle. And it
Okay, I'm
was
trying
mostly black.
I might be cooked then.
It was black with, like, red details. It wasn't, like, all red. It was mostly black.
Okay, all good. We got lots else to talk about, to be fair, so we should probably move on
Keep it
just a little
pushing.
bit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Actually, yeah, I think I might have found it real quick. I'll just bring it up just to see if this was the one. It probably wasn't the one. Okay.
That new one hard, too.
Yeah, the new one pretty good. This is maybe one of the old school ones. Anyway, there's been lots happening. Shotzzy's been on stream. He's been talking about an awful lot. And what we're going to talk about is what he's had to say. So we're going to start here. This is pretty interesting. He talked about 5 days ago how this most recent season, him and Kenny were not really seeing eye to eye the way to play the game. Shotzzy had his ideas, Kenny had his ideas, and that's okay. You know, you have a debate. Some guy wants to play rotations this way, the other one doesn't. But Shotzzy said what annoyed him is that no one else would give a bloody opinion. He was saying one thing, Ken was saying another thing. And I respect Ken on the level that, like, Ken's a stubborn player. Like, he's a stubborn... If he has his opinions, he thinks that's the way to play, and he's going to stick by it. Now, to be fair to Ken, if the other 3 players are going to say, hey, we agree with Shotzzy, we want to take this approach, I think Ken would have the humility to be like, okay, let's give it a go. Let's make it work. But Ken will always stand on his opinion, even if he knows that Shotzzy ain't never going anywhere. Like, Shotzzy's the warlord, right? Like, and I respect that heavily out of Kenny, because I think there'd be a lot of players out there who would be like, well, Shotzzy says it, so I guess it goes. And at the end of the season, you look back and you say, well, obviously Shotzzy knew what he was talking about. But I still respect that. I think the point of it that I found interesting was that Shotzzy was annoyed that Dashi and Pred didn't say shit, because he wanted them to say something, even if they disagreed with Shotzzy. And they were like, look, we think Ken's right. We want to play it this way. Let's go, Trey. We're back. Yeah, I didn't say anything. So I'm just interested to hear, like, your perspective as a player. Like, if you're in that type of predicament, maybe you're disagreeing with your teammate and your other guys ain't saying shit. It's like, well,
Yeah.
you know, can we lock in, or what's going on there, Don?
Yeah, this is a very, very common situation that I've been in, and it happens when your team is playing like shit. Okay, it's either
Okay,
happens when
Trey.
your team's playing like shit, or
That
when
was
you
horrible.
oh, the shot. Oh wow.
Yeah, that's horrible.
What is it? Can you share the
I tried to
camera?
be
Like,
live.
you share the, not sponsored, sponsored by PrizePicks, code Breaking Point, or code BP, $50, $5 pick.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, exactly that. Oh, it's
Yeah.
burning.
Hell yeah. Ciroc, watermelon, what do you say?
Summer watermelon, but it don't taste like summer watermelon straight, let me tell you.
Hell yeah. Woo!
Ah.
All right, go on, Don. We interrupted you.
Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, happens when your team is shit. Kenny is definitely hard-headed. I played with him for about a month, and yeah, he wouldn't. Yeah, even though we're best friends, like, he wouldn't. It was never. We never, like. If I ever, like, thought we should play something the way I thought, it was just chalk. It was just chalk. I wasn't hurt on that team whatsoever, even though I only played with them for a month. But I just know how he is as a player, even though we only played for a little bit. And I mean, I think it could be a thing where, like, the team is shit, AG, it's just everyone's going behind each other's back. So like in the scrims, sometimes Brandon's probably in the call with Ken watching by. They're agreeing. Brandon in the call with Ken is agreeing with everything Ken's saying, and then sometimes probably Ant is fucking doing the same thing with AG, and then AG's agreeing with everything. It just makes the team feel divided. And then especially if the team feels like slightly divided, like you're gonna pick the guy's side that is Steph. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna shut the fuck up. If you agree with Steph, you're gonna agree with Steph. Or if you don't agree with Steph, you're just gonna shut the fuck up and sit there and act like nothing's going on. You know what I'm saying? So it could definitely be a situation like that. But I do agree that Ken is hard headed. I mean, I never played with Ant, but I mean clearly. Whatever the fuck, I mean, maybe, I don't know. Clearly, whatever the fuck Ant was talking about, it ended up working, right? I mean, if he that's what he made it sound like. He made it sound like we weren't agreeing, but like, I'm pretty sure they probably tried it with their new team and it ended up working. I mean, that just is what it is. Sometimes that's just how it goes. That doesn't mean Ken doesn't know how to play COD or doesn't know how to do whatever, but sometimes, too, like, you just gotta do. Like, it would have helped a lot if the other two talk, because sometimes you just got to choose something and do it as a team. Like, sometimes doing some bullshit as a team is better than everyone being on separate pages, because, like, it would just work, especially in a game like this, where you just heretics literally just run around together. Who knows if everything... You said what?
But it's together, like everything.
It's together.
Like everything,
Since it's together, it can work. You know what I'm saying? So... they probably should have just like managed the conversations better and just played with more teamwork. It is what it is, you know. So,
what are your thoughts on that, Trey? You ever been in that type of predicament?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Don's just speculating if they watch VOD together, but like, you know, I've definitely watched VOD with certain teammates, and you know, I've sat there and gone like, "Yo, do you agree with this play? Do you agree with this guy's play?" And they're like, "Nah, that's ass." And then when you go, like, you're like, "All right, bet I thought so." And then when you try and talk about it, the guy's like, "What? No, his play was sick. No, you should do it again." I'm sat there like, "Huh? We serious?" And guess what? I don't want to out the guy that's called his play dog shit. So I'm like, "See, I knew we were right. Your play was fire. Let's get back to it."
We're so cooked, man. We're so cooked.
We're gonna get back to it.
Oh no!
You know, obviously, I'm not saying that like, oh, they don't watch VOD together or like, but you know, there's certain things that happen, and you know, there's always a warlord of a team. You go through every single team, there's a warlord of a team. Like that's just the way it is. And you know, you look at it like AG not wanting to switch to a flex when his team was like, "Yo, AG, you should switch to the flex." Like, if Shotzzy tells me to switch to sure. Aimez in hand. No questions asked. I'll make a YouTube video on it. Yeah. I'm looking at the, you know. Shotzzy goes, Trey, you're flexing. Bet. Dashy, what's the attachments? Let me lock in. You know. But obviously, like we spoke about the AG thing, I'm just trolling with that. But, you know, I feel like Shotzzy had a way of playing, Ken had a way of playing. I do believe that, like, when Ken got dropped, JP also said, like, I wish we would have played to how Ken wanted to play. And obviously that just, you know, made everyone think that, you know, the team wasn't meshing in terms of, like, how everyone wants to play. One wants to play one way, one wants to play the other way. Now everyone that's on the team now, they're going to play Shotzzy way. Mercules didn't come in and go, like, "Yeah, we're playing my way." He just came in and started shooting.
Yeah.
Because that was his job. It was his job on Toronto. You think Mercules went in that and was like, "Nah, my challenger team, we do this, and like this works out." Nah, he went into Toronto's team and just said, "What? Tell me what to do." Same with the OpTic team, and that's probably why it worked out for this team, because they got Huke in. Huke's just gonna agree with everything as well, because Huke's just like that. He just wants to get ready, and you know, he also knows how to play COD as well. Let's not act like Huke's dumb. He knows what he's doing on the map. But as long as it's with the team, I feel like you say to Huke, like, we want to do this play, he's going to say, yeah. Mercules, he's going to agree with Shotzzy every day of the week. And Dashy, like, bro, Dashy's like, he's going to agree too, in my opinion. Like, this new team they have, there's no, like, hotheads on it, in my opinion. Like, it's just calm, cool. It's just calm, cool, collective, like, yeah, fuck it. If it don't work, we tried. If it does, it does. If it don't, it don't. And And Shotzzy knows how to play COD. I think obviously Shotzi's the biggest playmaker on this team, and he knows how the map should look like if he's trying to make a play or how he's moving around the map. So, you know, I've definitely been in teams where it's like that. You know, they just won champs and they've all got their own opinion on how to play. They've all had success. You know, Pred won on Vanguard, Shotzi's won before, Dashy's won before, and Kenny's won before, all on different teams. So they've all got their own idea of success, and after they've all had success together, maybe it just didn't mesh on this game because, you know, obviously Kenny had his little stint where he's playing bad, so, you know, whatever play they decided to do, it just weren't working anyway. And then Pred went away. It's just one of those things. And I'm glad Shotzzy spoke about it, and obviously he's had no backlash because it's Shotzzy. Like, you know, he's not going to get any like crazy backlash from it unless it was like an actual league. I just think it shows like how mature the team can be. Like, no one's argued with it or anything like that. And I guarantee if you asked, you know, Pred or Kenny about it in a Twitch chat or something like that, they would just agree and be like, yeah, that's how it was.
Yeah.
This is just shit that doesn't need to be spilt out like mid-season, you know. And I'm glad Shotzi's come out, and Shotzi's like a real human, and, you know, lets people know like actually like how it is to be a pro player. Like these things do happen, and you don't have to speculate. You're just gonna find out at a later date.
Yep.
Yeah, I think my take on it is because, okay, a couple of interesting super chats. PD said, is Shotzzy Loki an FPS savant? Savant is a crazy word to use to describe Shotzzy, but I do love it. I think my perception on this is kind of interesting. Like, clearly on this specific game, the way that this game played, the way that Shotzzy wanted to approach it, slightly more free-flowing in terms of like how you want to move around as a team and break kills and stuff, was the way to play. I think last year's game, Kenny probably had a more, like the way that Kenny likes to approach COD probably worked better for last year's game. So I wouldn't say it's like one was right, one was wrong exactly. Like if you let Shotzzy totally call the shots last year, I don't think they win champs. If you let Kenny call the shots and they stay out this year, then obviously the same story. Obviously Kenny eventually was off the team anyway. So I think there's a bit of nuance to it. I wouldn't say that, Shotzzy is definitely a much smart COD player than he is outside of the game. But like he's not, I don't think he's like some insane savant who just understands COD at such an insane level that he's never wrong and always makes the right decision and his perspective is always right. Not to say that he doesn't understand that, but I think that like there's times where Kenny's been right, there's times where Shotzi's been right. I think what I liked about them teaming is that they would have the conversation. They would be very, you know, Kenny, it's like the pro and the con of playing with Kenny, right? Like you get an awful lot of positives playing with Kenny, but also he can be like stubborn to the degree that things become challenging. And that's not necessarily bad. It's just something that you probably have to recognize, like can be something that happens. I mean,
I just want to say too, like winning can be detrimental to a team too.
Yeah.
Like you've won, cool. But like look at my Splice team, for example. You know, I'll bring it back up. You know, it's the only event I won in the US. But we won that event. And after that, you just want to chase greatness. We came second the next event and we're like we just won an event and got second. Like that's a good run. You know, it's not like we just like won and came dead last. And we went back to the room and we were like angry. We were trying to figure out like how to make things work. And I feel like the same happens with this. Like, you have their main goal as a team was to win champs. Guess what? They've done it. They completed COD at that point. Like, once you win champs, Don can agree, you complete COD. You're cemented into a legacy that only a few people have been cemented in. Now, you know, what do they do next year? Guess what? They start getting shit on. We just won champs. We bowed out EWC, but we don't care about EWC. Next year, we look to next year. Team of 4 that just won champs. They're getting absolutely violated. Like, oh, shit. Like, what do we do? What do we do? We've just won. Once you win, you keep trying to find perfection. And when it's not there, it's chalked because you've seen what it's like. You've been at the top. And then, you know, you're going last map versus, you know, LAG mates. And you're like, fuck, you know, like, we might be, we ain't doing too well right now. And it goes for every team. Like, that's why you see, like, FaZe, they change a lot. You know, they like, change out Slasher, they change out Drads, they change out RCs. You know, I'm not saying they've changed anyone out now, but, like, I feel like if they have a bad EWC, like, they've had a good run done. They've done what they need to do. They've won events, but if it's not continuing, like, you know, everyone's chasing greatness. And when you're watching like OpTic win and then 100 Thieves win, it's like shit. Like even Seattle, for example, they haven't got a win. They haven't achieved that goal yet. But once they do, like it can go pear-shaped. So, you know, that's what I will say about it is, you know, everyone's chasing greatness, and when they hit it, like it's hard to maintain it because every team changes after that as well. So,
yeah, I agree. Listen, once you win champs, you don't want to hear Kenny yell at you in practice no more. Like, I'm sick and tired of this fucking motherfucker, this short motherfucker. We already won champs. I ain't trying to hear this motherfucker yell at me about not picking up the flank. Get this motherfucker off the team. Like, that's some shit. That's some real thought. That's a human thought. They like, what the fuck? This motherfucker yelling at me? I just won COD champs MVP. Fuck him. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? That's just normal shit. 100%.
Once you're on a once you start level playing field, no matter what you like, when you're in a new team, whatever you've done, like before that, as a new like, Shotzzy could have won 7 champs in a row, but as soon as he joins that new team, that's a new goal. You've got a goal to reach together. Yeah. Like you've done it in the past, cool, but now it's a new team. Once you've all done it together, like Don said, like, you ain't got to tell me what to do. You should have seen me at champs. I was talking. Like, I know what I'm doing. I don't want to be shouted at. What do you mean, JP? What do you mean I should have done this show? Nah, I should have done this show. It's facts. You know, everyone gains an ego from somewhere. Like, if you don't have an ego in COD or just in anything you do in life, and it doesn't need to be like, it doesn't need to be directed at anyone. Like, you know, you don't have to have an ego towards someone to be a dick, but like you have to have confidence in yourself. And every player, when they win champs, they've got the most unimaginable ego. Listen, you are like one of the 4 best players in the world. Ain't no one can talk shit to you at that point.
Right.
You know, you're hearing aches or yeah, they need to blow it up. This guy's ass. You went Shotzzy's not a superstar. He goes down and wins champs back to back. If I was Shotzzy, I'd be tweeting aches left, right, rhubarb. I'd tweet him every day for the next month. Just woke up, world champ, B2B. What are you going to say about it? But that's just how it is, you know?
I like the takes out of the boys. Another question that Shotzzy was talking about, before we get into the big Huke question, which has been doing the rounds for the last couple of days based on what OpTic had to say about last year. I just want your thoughts, because you both played in that Vanguard year, when that year there were 2 MVP candidates. Pretty much it was Cell and it was Dashy. People were arguing who was the MVP out of the 2 of them. Cell didn't win any events. Yeah, I agree, Trey. I think it should have been Jake Giz, to be honest, for the first stage or so, but you know, he was in the convo. Maybe Afro stage 1, I don't know. Like it was pretty nice little top 3 out of the Ravens, best placing ever. I mean, I'm just saying. So that year, 2 candidates. The community wasn't very happy that Cell eventually won it because Cell didn't win an event that year. They came second loads of times. Dashy did, but the rest of the year wasn't so good with OpTic. Shotzzy has been talking a lot about efficiency. He says Gwyn is the least efficient player that he's ever seen. And he says...
He's got to stop.
He's
got to stop.
He gets
He's got to stop. He might go on another generational stinker. He might have to stop. Shotzzy, we've seen it before.
Yeah, last time he criticised Gwyn, it didn't end well. So, you know.
Listen, you just won champs. Like you got to stop though, twin. Like you got to chill.
Maybe EWC is going to be cooked.
Listen, if you get dead last at EWC, Shotzzy is banned from shit talking. I'm telling you. Dead straight banned. If I'm Hex, I'm putting him on a ban straight up.
Please don't, Hex. Please don't. But he was also shit talking his own teammate because he said that Dashy back in Vanguard, he hated playing with him. He actually used those words. He said he hated playing with him because he wasn't efficient. He didn't think he was playing the game the right way. So, because in Vanguard, I looked up the stats the whole year. Cell had a 1.24, Dashy had a 1.20. 2 highest KDs in the league. They were going toe-to-toe. One of them was going to be the MVP, whatever. But as far as Shotzzy sees it, it weren't as clear-cut as that. Shotzzy would far prefer to have the modern-day Dashy, who has a 1.06 this year, Dashy had. But guess what? He's now won back-to-back champs. So I kind of want your perception, because I know that Vanguard was a bit of a different game to what we've been playing lately. And I know, Trey, you were setting up on that boat, heading on Gavutu, locking it down. And maybe that's how you have to
Couldn't get me
play the
off there.
game. But Shotzzy,
Couldn't get me
I don't
off
know,
there.
just like Trey, when you were playing against Dashi on that game, how did you rate his efficiency as a player?
I mean, I actually don't remember playing him that much, and I'm not. There's no shade there whatsoever. I just
Damn,
don't
you
remember
just-
playing him that much.
Who even
No,
is
because,
Dashi?
like-
I remember.
Listen, my thing about that game was it was so sub heavy. Like the automaton was fire, but like, bro, I've got Simp running at me. I got Shotzzy running at me. Like, yo, give me a break. Like, chill. But like, from what I will say about it is like, to be an efficient AR, it's not all about numbers. You know, and I say this like everyone's like, oh, you know, he does the dirty work. He does. No, listen. Call of Duty is a team game. There isn't no Rambo Ray OBJ anymore. Like, that's not how it works. Like, you are four
I
players
wish, man.
running around. You are four players running around together. Everyone has to do something on the map that is dirty or something that picks something up. Or listen, you know, when Skies was on OpTic, he weren't playing great. Me and Donnie said, listen, he's either getting in the hill or he's getting kills. There's nothing else. Like, he's got to be better for his team. It's not about sitting on a head glitch or rotating early or anything about that. You are four players working together, especially on these newer CODs. Older CODs, yeah, sure, anchor. You know, someone could get to the hill with a smoke because that's how we used to play. Like World War II, for example, it was just a slower game. But these days in COD, you need four slayers that know what they're doing on the map with clear comms that know what's going on 24/7. There's no, you know, you might have one person that runs to the hill when Dashi watches over at the start of the game as a break off, but after that break off, it's fucking whoever spawns up first needs to go take this route to get this situation done there. It doesn't matter if you're a sub, an AR, or whatever like this, you gotta go. So efficiency these days isn't about numbers. Cell could drop a 1.4 and let's say Nasty could drop a 0.9, but Nasty could have done more on the map. Not necessarily kills wise, but you push out one spawn, that flips a whole, you know, flips something out. But that's not because that's his role. That's because he's first off spawn, he has to go. The efficiency label nowadays, like, yeah, everyone loves a high KD, but how efficient was it? You know, we've seen people back in the day done 40 kills get 100 point clubbed.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't efficient, you're just kill whoring. And we've seen it in the league now, you know? I'm not saying Kismet was kill whoring against FaZe, but like, you know, like at that point to go neutral and lose by that many points, like, you know, you're either fucking popping a 3-piece every life or you're kill whoring. Like, that's just how it is. But you see with these top teams, like, they have slower players for sure, but like, you think Scrap's not going in first if he has to? Like, no, we don't bait like that anymore. Like, every COD that we've had in the last few years has a dual gun. Like, the aim is, yeah, it's not as strong as the SMG up close, but guess what? It still gets the job done. So, efficiency, for me, is all about, you know, like, he wants efficiency. Vanguard, yeah, had some god headies. Like, let's agree on that, Don. It had some god headies where you needed to be a lot.
Yeah,
But efficiency nowadays in COD is all about who spawns up first and, you know, goes to the right spots when they have to. That's when you see people, like, you know, make the mistake. That's what I'll say.
Okay. I agree with most of what you said. I feel like the first part, who was better in Vanguard, definitely Cell, 100%. I don't think it was that close. Like, I remember just Cell was just much harder to play against. Yeah, I think Cell was 100% MVP. Another thing I remember was Brandon used granular. Now might be get a little nerdy, but like, which I think it goes from game to game. I'll go back to the granular thing. Most ARs use fabric because it turned the gun into a do-it-all. The granular was more, you're literally not moving. Like I don't know. There's probably like 2 or 3 people in the league that use granular. If you were on point, the fabric auto has probably been the best AR in like the past 5. I can't. It was really, really good. It was insanely good. Then they even buffed it and gave it 5 extra bullets. So I just think that game, it goes from game to game. So like, Brandon, to me, his best 2 years in terms of impact and winning is obviously this year, last year. And Modern Warfare 2, I don't know if he had that playstyle, but Modern Warfare 2 in these past 3 games, the AR goes to the hill or gets the kills. And especially Modern Warfare 2, like, the Octane playstyle was fantastic. Octane defaulted to the hill. Some people think Simp right now, Simp's problem is that he defaults to the hill as a sub. You know, I would think in certain CODs, if you're defaulting to the hill, you're on fucking drugs. Why were you just go? You can take space. You know what I'm saying? Take space, benefit your team, and then the guy behind you gets the hill. But a lot of like, if you watch Dan Ghosty on Hydro, MW2, he literally would just run in a straight line to the P1. And it's like, it's working, I guess, but I just don't think it's that's just what it turned into. So I feel like the past 3 games, yeah, but in general, like there are certain games like 5v5. Besides these 2 past MW3 and BO6 where Brandon won champs, his best game was BO4. You know why his best game was BO4? Because in BO4, you could have a dedicated kill whore on your team. You had 4 other people. You had 4 other people to play the objective. You know what I'm saying? So that was an efficient play style. This guy's literally killing everybody. Someone get the fucking hill. We have a whole extra body. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely depends game to game. It's not just, one play style fits. You know, it's not one shoe fits all or whatever the fuck the term is. Like, it depends from game to game, right? Granted, in BO4, he can play fast. He can chow and never play objective. I still think he's playing for the win at that point, even though if you ask other people at the time, they're like, Brandon's a kill whore, they're a kill whore. Whatever. It's still fucking 4 other people that get in the goddamn hill, right? Nowadays, he's playing for the win more. Like, it is what it is. Like, there's not an extra person, right? Who is AR player? Kenny also helped him with the hill a lot, especially last year. I feel like him and Ken, I think he was in the hill more than Ken, but like him just always being in the hill and still going positive is just as impactful as him dropping a 1.3 in Black Ops 4 and not touching the hill. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on game to game. Who knows? Next year, the AR might have to play faster and run around and kill whore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think in Vanguard, I know you said there was like headies and stuff, but I think Vanguard was one of the games, like probably the last one, because it went Vanguard and then Warfare 2, right? Yeah, to me, Vanguard was the last game where I thought faster paced ARs were better. That's just my personal thought, especially as the game goes on. You look at champs, Octane and Draws. Draws ran a sub and an AR a shit ton. Like, Draws was a fast AR. Like, Sib, I thought Sib was incredible in Vanguard. He was a faster AR. Not to say that Celium was the fastest AR, but like, he ran Fabric and played on he was never missing on power spots, and he ran Fabric. Like, I'm just gonna assume the guy running Fabric is faster than the guy running Granular. You literally aim in way slower. Like, I remember that was a thing. I was like, should I try Granular? I used everything that year.
I think Scrap says that was like his best game as well. Obviously, he wasn't in the CPL.
Scrappy was gross because
like,
you could play fast. You could play fast with an AR. The auto was close to a Matty. It had 30 bullets. If you hit a headshot, you incinerated them.
Fired fast as fuck.
I was good too.
It had great fire rate, great reload. You could slide. You could kill subs up close. To me, that game was better as a faster AR. That's why I think Thieves were the best team, because no one on their team except for Sam was fucking camping. Everybody was moving, right? Obviously, certain people that were slow won. Like someone said, Lamar. He had Pred and he had Sid. He had 2 people going literally insane. And then him and Mac, look at that team. Him and Mac are getting fucked over. They're getting fucked over so hard. That's why the Seattle Surge were never consistent champions. You can't master the play style of letting 2 people carry you and then 2 people getting fucked over and dropping 0.8s. And then the one event where they win, the one event they're getting fucked over, somehow they're just dropping a 1. They're just winning the most insane. Bro, Matt dropping a 1 in that game was probably insane. If he didn't get fucked over, he probably would have had a 2.0. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it depends on game to game. Like Vanguard, I think a faster play style is better. I think now in BOS are like, at least MW2, MW3, AR go to the fucking hill. I won't really speak on this game that much, but I still feel like ARs are going to the hill. But like, it just depends on the game. You gotta recognize that early in the game. Hey, it's better for the ARs to just sit in the fucking hill and subs to take over in this game. That's just how this game's gonna work. Then you may jump to a different title, Modern Warfare 4, and it's like, bro, the ACR is the best gun in the game. go fucking run around and drop 40. If you can't drop 40 with an ACR, you're getting dropped. Like it's definitely a game dependent thing.
Good takes, gentlemen. Any final thoughts, Trey, before we tackle the big one?
I want to hear more, like, you know, not just from Shotzzy, but like, listen, this is what the community needs. And I'm not saying like you shit talk people, but like this is like constructive criticism at that point. Like, you know, Dashi doesn't want to hear that he wasn't as efficient and Shotzzy didn't like playing with him, but like, guess what? They've just won 2 back-to-back chips. Shotzzy loves playing with him now. So like, I think like hearing that and then changing your ways is like crazy. Like that's gotta feel good for Brandon. Like shit, like Shotzzy didn't like playing with me. Now I'm back to back with him. Like now he loves playing with me. And it's not like Shotzzy don't like him as a person. He just hated his playstyle. Yeah. And I feel like it's good for the fans to know that, like, you know, these things happen no matter what. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the big topic of the week is as follows. So, podcast comes out the other day. Actually, this was another piece. Maybe we'll get to that if we have time. But this was really the big one. So, Hitch confirmed on the podcast that last year they won champs. Shotzzy, Dashi, Kenny, Pred. They just took home the big one. But as we know, the market was in chaos. Toronto were blowing it up. Thieves, after their rebuild year, they were looking to form a God squad. Gentlemates were coming in with a lot of money. And Scrap and Hydra were both available at the same time. In the end, as the season's got on, yeah, OpTic won champs. But if I had to tell you the best AR of the season and who was the MVP, it was Scrap. The best SMG of the season was Hydra, right? Like, whatever you want to say about the guys that won champs, there's no doubt about that. Best duo in the game. Trey's Salmon, another one. Absolutely love to see it. It's a pleasure. So Scrap and Hydra are both available. Hitch said, and I will say what's interesting about this is that we even saw this clip, because it's not like this was a throwaway comment. Hitch was like, look, I'm going to say it. If you want to cut it, guys, we can cut it out of the episode. That's fine. But no, it obviously went up to the big dog and they decided we're going to keep this in because it's interesting, but also maybe it says a couple of things. So Hex said, according to Hitch, that he was pushing for this. Yeah, they'd won champs, but he was like, look, I want to pack a punch. Scrap and Hydra here. Get rid of Ken. Get rid of Pred. Bring in Scrap and Hydra and form a Scrap, Hydra, Shotzzy, Dashi team. Insane, actual super team God squad. And yeah, you can argue the problems they could have in terms of comms and teamwork and hill time and objective work. Obviously, you can have a debate on that. But by signing Scrap and Hydra, you also prevent Nadeshot from getting Scrap and Hydra. And probably they would have had to get, you know, they'd have brought back Kenny or something would have happened there. I don't know. So this was interesting because, yeah, exactly. Kenny probably goes back. You know, maybe it still happens at some point. But the point is that Shotzzy said on stream that he was open to the idea. He was like, you know what? I'm down either way. We either stick it out or we blow it up. As we know, if you look at a lot of teams that did win champs, in hindsight, they probably would say, we could have made a change then. Like, there's plenty of teams. Obviously, you don't want to make a change. You just want champs. But often you look back at it, it's a different game, very difficult to stay on top. Some other team gets a bit better. You can argue that maybe a change could have made sense. And this season, it's real interesting. Shotzzy said that Dashi didn't want to do it. Dashi was happy with things. And I totally understand it from both ways, because if you're Dashi and Shotzzy, you've been through hell and back the last few years. Like, you've got complete chaos when the merger happens, then Illy's thumb injury, Scump's retirement, the Rambo drama. You know, finally you put together a team that actually works. Obviously, it makes sense that you want to stick it out going forwards. Shotzzy was keen for either. Dashi wasn't so keen. They stuck it out. And in the end, it's all worked out. They won champs again. The Messiah came to save them. But without that, it would have been a horrible decision not to make the change. So that is kind of question number one here, right? Is if you were OpTic in that situation, you've just won champs, Scrap and Hydra are available, do you pull the trigger on it? I don't really want to say about like hindsight, but it's like, given the information they had at the time, was it the right call, Don?
At the time, looking back at it, yes, you should make the change. At the time, we got to remember. I'm going to try to help everyone remember. At the time, last year was one of Kenny's best seasons. Kenny was playing fantastic. He was playing like a top 10 player. It was like a resurgence in his career. He's playing fantastic. Pred also was very consistent throughout the year, and he probably, like, if you ask the people on the team, he probably was their best player at champs, at least throughout all the series. I think Ant did great in the finals, and he ended up winning MVP or whatever. But Pred was playing fucking fantastic at the time. So it was just like these guys. It was like they played the best when they needed to at like the worst time for the roster change, if that made sense.
You sure?
Like, it's so hard to make the change while Ken just played amazing at champs and had an amazing season, and then Pred just was the best player on the team at champs and had a consistent season. So it's just like, damn, are we really gonna drop our best player? Like, I get it, like maybe it's definitely an option, but I just feel like in the time I probably would have chose what Brandon did and just been like, bro, I've never won champs before. We just locked it in and won champs. AG was just godlike. Kenny was just really good. Why are we dropping them? You know what I'm saying? And AG, when stuff is going well with AG, he's probably one of the best players in the world to team with. He's fucking yelling at everyone. He's fucking getting hype. Like, that shit, I would love to play with AG when shit's going well. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? Why are we dropping him? So I think at the time, that was like his thought process, which I probably would have thought the same thing. It's just like, obviously looking back at it, it's like, damn, we could have had a super duper mega team with fresh legs. You know what I'm saying? With fresh legs, new goals to achieve. You know what I'm saying? Now that might affect what they do going into next year. But I feel like at the time they made the less risk. It was less risky.
Just one thing before you go, Trey. I'll just add in. You guys remember when they were going to form that team with Hydra when Ronnie said that it was 95% done, and the team was meant to be the team was meant to be Shotzzy, Hydra, Scump, and Cammy. That was meant to be the team of 4, right? So like then you fast forward a couple of years and you got the opportunity to still get Shotzzy and Hydra, but then instead of Cammy you're getting Scrap, and then instead of Scump on the flex you got Dashy or whatever, right? Like, and you work it like that. You know, that would have been a really cool team to see back then. That never happened. And then, you know, when Hydra comes along again as an option, it's interesting, right? And this is the conversation we're going to end up having, Trey, about, well, look, it's not very often that these players are even available.
I know what conversation we're about to have, because I'll bring it up at the end of what I'm about to say. But first of all, shout out Gersh in the chat. Shout out Gersh, and shout out Benjay Nassim, who is watching our stream right now. So shout out 2 goats right there. We love that.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's get into the Penjay. Hey, no taking the Penjay, Benjay. No. No, none of that. Listen. Wow. The way I see it is, like Don said at the time, like when you think about it in the long run, you think, wow, Hydra and Scrap, pick them up, crazy. Like, look at the squad we got. But you've just won champs. And the only person that's put it into the open air, is that you always need to pack a punch is Patrick Price. Now, let's just put it like this, It is super hard to win champs and then go look amazing next year and do the same thing. Like, it's super hard. Like, ups and downs, all that type of stuff. You know, the way I look at it is, if you're thinking about making that change, right, you're Dashy and Shotzzy, you got to think about how the whole year's been. Let's look at it that way. How was playing with Kenny and Pred? Was there any issues? You know, did you not like something about them that's tainted them in your team or in your brain that you couldn't see going into next year? Like, did Pred do something or say something that made you uneasy about playing with him next year? Same with Kenny. If the answer's no and you don't have a second thought, cool. Go into it next year, see how you do. Obviously, it worked out for him. I didn't think it would, but it has. Then, you know, if there is stuff wrong and you think, wow, Hydra's been one of the best SMG players of all time. Scrap, one of the best ARs we've seen in so fucking long, it's not even funny. Like, we could have a serious squad here. If you don't see an issue with the team that you just won champs with, like, if you really, like, think about it, then no, you just go into it. Same year, same players, you've just won champs. Like, you are clearly the 4 best players that work together. Obviously, like I said earlier, I think egos ruin it. But, you know, like you said, you just won champs. Like, who doesn't have an ego at that point? They're going to stick it. Like, in my opinion, they should do the same thing. They should stick it out. I don't see a world where you don't. But then we get into the nitty gritty part is where we're going to transition to. Obviously, everyone's talking about Simp for Huke.
Here he is.
Everyone's talking about Simp for Huke. Now, I'm not being disrespectful here to anyone, but Huke has been OpTic's best player this year. I don't think it's close. I truly believe Huke has been generational for OpTic. And if I'm OpTic, I've dropped him, how many times is it now? Three times?
This would be the third, I think. I mean, like, but well, for OpTic, so let's just rewind a little bit. He was on Dallas Empire, got dropped in 2021. He came back to OpTic in 2023, got dropped, and then he came back to OpTic this year and got dropped. So yeah, if you consider the Dallas days, he's been dropped by Shotzzy 3 times. Not by Shotzzy, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I'll just leave it there.
This is my take, all right? You dropped Huke 3 times. He has not once complained about being dropped by you guys. Once. Even though he's been the best player on your team, even this year when he got dropped. He did not complain
Even in
once.
Cold War, right? Remember how controversial that was when he got dropped from Dallas? Because he literally was dropping 40 every map at the first major. And I don't necessarily disagree, because again, it's play style and it's look at the mini-map and all this. But still, I mean, like, who could have said some shit after major? And I'm sure he was pissed off after getting dropped by Dallas. Like,
Yeah, for sure. He probably said something to his girl like, damn, like, I just can't fucking survive on this org no matter what I do. But he got dropped so many times, and not once did you see him lock into a stream. Like, you know, some players, they do like a low tweet, or like they drop some emojis, or like they go on stream. Like, Huke didn't once do that. Huke just went on stream. If he was in challenges, he was in challenges. If he was scrimming with someone else, he scrimming with someone else. If he was just playing ranked plays with someone else. He didn't even acknowledge anyone coming in saying, yo, OpTic, crazy for dropping you. He didn't once go, yeah, nah, Hex is dumb. Like, I don't even know what's going on. Like, I was taking over. Shotzzy was shitting my sheets. He didn't once say that. He didn't once go crazy about it. He just got picked up again. And once he got picked up, guess what? He was still their best player. Like, Shotzzy had a generational at champs. I'll give you that. But Huke consistently this year was by far their best player. Now, you talk about Huke and Simp. Listen, this is a crazy conversation. Because I've always wanted to see Shotzzy and Simp on the same team. But I think dropping Huke not only would be a disservice to Huke for what he's done for you guys, but it would also be kind of detrimental, because I genuinely believe that after all you've been through and he's been through with the organization, he has been your best player this year, most consistent. To drop him for Simp, like, yeah, cool, it's fucking Simp, I understand, but like, dude, that would be like, he got dropped for no reason 2 times. Like, you can't do it you can't do it again when he's just won champs. So yeah, I don't know, like, obviously it's a hard situation to be in, you know. Like, if Simp's available on the market, then cool, but like, listen, obviously they don't want to make the same mistake again. They've just won champs with the same 4 players, but like, I just don't see a realm where like this team splits up again.
My thoughts are OpTic listen, I love Kyler. You know, we've been texting recently. I appreciate him. I actually got real love for him. I hope he doesn't get dropped. I hope he just keeps fucking riding his high, bro. I mean, he's on top of the fucking world right now. So I hope he does. I hope nothing happens to him. But if I'm just taking all bias out of it, realistically, OpTic is in a win-win situation. If you get to keep this guy, you get to keep him. If for some reason y'all are like, you know what, last time we stuck together, we went 0-18. Fuck it, let's go rogue. Going rogue for Simp is not that rogue. Okay, the guy is the fucking one of the top 5, top 6, whatever players of all time. And he's still really good. Okay, it's not really going completely rogue to do it. I do think Kyler's play style, that's why it's so hard game to game. His play style is so incredible for a game like this. Like, it might even be preferred to, like, damn near almost every other sub in the game. He's just fucking pace. Imagine if you're an AR and you have a player like Huke in a game like this, which next game, it might be the same pace. It might be similar. I mean, it's fucking Black Ops 7. Then he's going to be incredible at the next game as well. Especially with his work ethic that he put into this year. If the next game is anything similar like this game, he is going to be amazing at this game, or at the next game. So obviously Simp's going to be good at every COD, right? I mean, his play style works in every COD. He's one of the most consistent players ever. It's just my bad. But
sorry, I've had 2 shots after you. That's amazing.
Besides that, it's just like, okay, it's like, if I'm OpTic, am I banking? I mean, not to say that Kyler's not good at every game, but I'm saying, like, if I'm thinking, okay, next game's gonna be similar to this game. If I was the OpTic shoes or Shotzzy shoes, I'd be for sure keeping Kyler. If the next game is some fucking slow, methodical Iron Man game, I mean, there's no way to know, right? I mean, sometimes the pros get to play a little bit early, but there's no way to know. Like, I feel like in a slow, methodical game, like, I'm taking Simp over damn near everybody. That's just me being unbiased. But, like, in a game where it's just fucking cracked out, run it down as a team, apply pressure, I don't see why you would drop Kyler. Especially, like, him and Shotzzy just fucking being so annoying on the map together, running it the fuck down. Like, that's an amazing duo. It's a win-win. It's a win-win situation. Obviously, I pray and hope they don't do my boy dirty. You know what I'm saying? He just won fucking champs, bro. He's a 2-time champion. Like, let that man rock. But it's a win-win situation.
Listen, I'm thinking. Hex, you buy Simp. You say he's on the starting roster. You whack him on the sub bench just in case things don't go well.
Don't go well with
Simp. You've got Simp on the bench just in case things don't go well with Jordan.
Simp on the bench.
Yeah, you just got Simp. Yeah, you just got Simp on the bench. You know?
Chris. Mr. MVP, and I know you, but we are going to start Chris, you on the bench. You are on the podium.
No, you don't tell him. Yo, Chris, you are a definite starter. You're locking in. All right, boom. He joins. Contract signed. Boom. Benched.
You're going to play for our academy down in Challengers, Simp. You're going to go and
No, not even. You're going to lock in. All right, you're going to sit there. You're going to watch our scrims just in case.
Oh my god.
You know, now obviously, like, you know, Simp's had this is just a bad event for Simp, and people are going to talk about. You know, it's a big story. You know, I don't even know how true it is. Like, Simp could be locked into a 5-year here. We don't even know.
It's a good point. We don't know what the contract situation is. I think what I will add on that quickly is, like, I think whatever the contract situation is, I expect it's pretty likely that FaZe will make a change after this event somewhere. If they don't win, they're for sure making a change. And even if they win, they might have to make a change. It's not after what happened last year, right? It's totally possible. And I think if FaZe make a change, any change, it could be like a LA Thieves situation when Octane retired, right? Octane retires. Yeah. The other 3, they could have stuck together. What happened? Draz went to FaZe, Ken went to OpTic, Envoy went to Toronto, right? Totally blew up the team. And they full rebuilt. So I wouldn't say it's impossible that a similar thing happens to FaZe. Like, let's say Falcons come out and they poach a Beezy. Let's say Draza gets dropped and he goes to, I don't know, Toronto or something. Like, all of a sudden, conversations can be had. Simp might decide it's time for new pastures.
It's all money as well, Rab. You know what I'm saying?
Ben
like,
says he's on the contract, yeah. So there you go. Like, it's very possible he's still on the contract. It doesn't mean that he's not gettable.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, this is my point is, you know, I think I said it to you, Rab. Like, I heard about Falcons trying to buy a player out, and they were ready to pay the buyout for EWC, but the organization turned it down. I don't know how open that is on the internet. I don't know if anyone said anything because I don't really be on Twitter that much.
Or socials about it, but, you know, all good. That's why I come to Dope
Well,
ladies and gentlemen.
I heard Falcons tried buying a player out. They matched the buyout, and the organization said no. That's what I heard. You know, you guys can do the math on who you can maybe
deduce a little bit from that.
Yeah. And if it comes out, it comes out, and I'll let you guys know. But this is my thing is, you know, it's all about money too. No one wants to come out and, you know, Like Simp, for example, he's not going to sign on some shit org for some shit money. He's going to look for money too. Obviously, like Don said, you want to leave COD with some bread.
Yeah.
Not everyone can be Shotzzy making 60K a month on Twitch. So you got to decide what's best for you in later life too. So end of the day, Simp's under contract, but if they have a bad EWC, obviously no one's happy on that team. So it's either someone like Simp splits up from the Tiny Terrors, or they just go around their old play style of dropping an AR, which would be Sell or Draws. That's what's going to be exciting. That's why I like EWC too, because this is where teams make like the crazy changes. The EWC is where the real Rostermania happens. Like we just had fake Rostermania. We just had placement Rostermania because teams felt like they were ass.
Rostermania, but now we get serious in a couple of weeks.
Because like you got to look at it too. Like if LA Thieves have a bad major, guess what? One of them could go. Or a bad EWC. Sorry, if if OpTic and Seattle are in the finals again. Because listen, even if OpTic have a bad EWC, I don't see them changing realistically. I really don't. They've just won champs. But, let's say you get an OpTic Seattle final again. Like, the league's in shambles again because there's going to be some really good players on the market. And guess what? Falcons are there licking their lips.
I think the Huke question's really interesting. I was going to make the point that Dom made about the game. Now, the interesting thing is for Huke is that if this was the same version of Huke that was on Surge last year, I'm dropping in for Simp every day of the week, respectfully. But I think that it's not just that this game suited Huke better, but he actually improved a lot. Like, he found himself in challenges at the start of the year, and then he got dropped by OpTic again mid-season after taking them to the first seed at the first major of the year and being their best player during the stage. Like, Huke took that to heart. He's improved his play. His comms was spectacular at the World Championship. Like, really well-rounded. The difficult thing is like, okay, if I have to choose 50-50 balance of probabilities, like, I look at all the potential variables and I say, let's just pretend that there was no history at all and I simply have to choose a roster with Simp on or with Huke on. In most circumstances, I'm probably taking the Simp roster, but I can definitely see the logic why sticking it out makes sense. And also the thing is, if you drop Huke this time, he might never come back again. Like, if you want him back, he might decide, you know what, guys, you had your chances. Like, I'm not running this back one more time. That's one piece of the puzzle. I think the other thing is, for me, with the Simp discussion, is that Simp has literally been locked up, and maybe he still is locked up, but he has been unavailable his whole career. Like, Simp was on the E United Cadets. He came in to E United. The next year was the FaZe. They brought him to FaZe, but it was obviously similar selection of players. Every single year, Simp has been ungettable. You couldn't even get him if you tried. Now, maybe he's still ungettable, but I think he's gettable. I think given the way that things have gone, this is like the first time ever in the history of Simp's career, all the championships, the 13 championships, the 2 rings that he's won, all the MVPs. This is the first time ever that you're able to get him. Like, Hydra was gettable before, and he was gettable again, and both times OpTic didn't get him. And it's just, in my opinion, one of the reasons why this was allowed to come out publicly is because it was my opinion a couple of, let's say after champs ended. I mean, I'm talking within 48 hours of champs ending, there was talk about OpTic Simp. Now, I don't know if that was, I don't think there's really anything credible behind that. It was merely a discussion that hit the community because it's like, well, Simp could be available, FaZe might blow it up, what about this, right? But that was within 48 hours of champs ending. And if OpTic were to do, let's say OpTic did it for the World Cup and they were like, you know what, we're pulling the trigger now. Like, the backlash would be insane from the community, and for good reason, to be fair. But now OpTic are publicly saying that they won champs and they were considering a change, and Hex was really pushing for it despite the fact that it was going to cost him a shit ton of money. Gotta mean something when it comes to at least OpTic considering whether they might want to do it this time. I think the thing is, people say you always pack a punch, and I honestly agree with that logic, but it's like, you got to accurately assess whether it is a pack-a-punch or not. And it's not always clear. And I don't think it's clear in this case either, to be honest. I think on the balance of probabilities, you probably do it, but obviously there is money involved as well. Like it's not like you just choose one and it's free. If you've got to buy Simp out of his deal, you've got to, pay Huke off or whatever the situation is there. It gets real interesting, right? And Andrew says, thanks to the £5 super chat, that's 5 Great British pounds sterling. How have people gone from debating whether Simp is the literal greatest of all time to should or should we not get him? Which is a fair point, right? Like, it's a fair assessment. I don't think it's clear cut, but yeah, I will say that it's kind of tough to say no if Simp is available and he's out there. But I think the community on this is really split. I think I'm going to run a poll in the chat. Trey, Don, thoughts on this one?
I mean, we pretty much already talked about it, but I mean, it's just hard, bro. I don't think Huke should get dropped. I mean, he just one chance. But Simp is godlike. So it's just like I said, OpTic's in a win-win situation. If the next, I think if I was in their situation, I would keep Kyler because I think he's transformed his own gameplay, transformed the team, and I feel like the next game is gonna be similar. But I do also understand the point of you got the chance to get Simp, you might need to get Simp. So it's just like I said, it's a win-win situation for OpTic. And yeah, I don't have nothing else.
Jarek with the 5 US says, we need to take into consideration that players like Hydra and Scrap will be available again next year's off-season. Why not ride it out with Huke and see what happens? Look, it's a fair point, but I guess you could argue that Simp, every year of his career, people are like, he might be available next year, he's got a 1+1. And then FaZe would just re-sign another deal, and then he would still...
Simp's had an unlimited, infinite 1+1 for the last fucking 50
yeah,
years.
Exactly. Right? So, Nature might want to do the same with Scrap and Hydra. I do think that... Look, we're obviously talking on OpTic here because they're the most interesting team, but let's say you're Thieves. You turn up to the World Cup, and you bomb out of groups, right? I mean, maybe not groups. Maybe you bomb out top 8, right? You make it to bracket and you bomb out top 8. And all of a sudden, FaZe are blowing it up, right? Obviously, Scrap and Hydra ain't going anywhere. There is a question, isn't there? Because I really like Envoy and Ghosty. I think they complement Scrap and Hydra so well. It's tough for me to think of players that would complement Scrap and Hydra better than Ghosty and Envoy. But if Cell is available, if Simp is potentially available, good luck with Draza, right? Scrap and Draza team. But I don't know. I think it's interesting for OpTic because if I don't get Simp, I don't know where he's going to go. I don't really want him to go to some other team and make them even better. So I think it's another conversation.
I mean, let's not even get into the conversation about the 2 more potential Saudi orgs joining.
Well, exactly. Could get interesting.
And those Saudi orgs ain't gonna come in and be like, "Oh, Falcons, we're your bitches." Hell no, they're gonna go out there and go crazy. They ain't just gonna be like. It's like the football over there too. They're just signing crazy. Like Ronaldo gets signed, Neymar gets signed. They trying to compete too. They're trying to be the best Saudi team in the league. So, you really got to think about where people could go. You could see Simp just, if he did if he did leave, you could just go to one of those Saudi orgs that might potentially be coming in and just have a rebuild by himself. Hey, Christopher Lur, here's a checkbook. Get whoever you want.
Who do you want?
Sign your coach. Who do you want?
That'd be an insane story, actually. You just build your own team. Simp becomes the GM coach. He just has the checkbook.
That would be great.
You can get your coaching staff last. It's fine. And then there's me strolling. What's going on, Chris? Twin.
Trade coach Don, main AR, Flex, roaming AR.
Oh, to have Simp running around as my sub, holy shit. Oh, the satanic things I would do for that. I'll be hitting rituals. Just know that. You'd walk in my room, pentagrams on the floor.
Oh, Kyler won the poll. Okay.
You ain't won it yet. I haven't ended it yet.
Uh,
Let me have a look at the poll. Down 56%. Okay. All right, I give you guys another like minute to vote, and then I'm gonna end it. But I did think it was going to be pretty close. Like I thought it was going to be pretty 50-50. So I think the community is pretty split on this.
I mean, there's there's no bad option here. You either carry on with Huke, who's been your best player all year and just won champs, or you get the literal on the verge GOAT of Call of Duty in the CDO era. So
I think it's like pretty cool that there was a little talk a while ago that maybe OpTic wouldn't have the pull that they used to have. Maybe OpTic couldn't just go and get whoever they wanted, right? Like, okay, Falcons are coming in, they've got the money. Maybe OpTic as a team, let's say before they won champs last year, there was kind of like, damn, OpTic, they ain't really won anything in a few years. Draza, maybe did he make the right call going to FaZe, taking the lesser bag maybe or whatever it was, but actually winning more championships, winning more money. Do OpTic really have it like that anymore? It's very clear that hasn't changed at all. Like if Simp has the opportunity to go to OpTic, there's no other organization that he's going to take over that opportunity. I'd like to see what would happen as well, because like respectfully, of all the players on FaZe, Simp is the most boring. Like, and that's okay. I don't mind. You put your head down, you grind, you win, like you drop great numbers, but like personality wise, like, bro, for the GOAT of the league, this guy's like, I don't know, I'm biased, aren't I, obviously, because I want to...
Yeah, but like, Messi didn't have a personality, really. Like, he was just the GOAT. He just walked on the pitch and just done what he did.
Yeah, that's okay. But I want to put him on more thumbnails, you know what I mean? So, like, I need Sim to be starting saying some crazy shit. So, I don't know, if he joins OpTic, he streams more.
He just got to say it, bro.
No, I think you're right. I honestly think that's true.
Because you've seen it. No, you've seen him win games.
You talk to Simp, like, outside the game, he has a personality.
Exactly. And I think all the players do to some degree, but, like, we've just never seen that on FaZe, right? Like, if he joins OpTic, it gets more... Like, if he joins OpTic, we see a bit more of that. It's been true for a number of players, like Envoy, for example, right? Envoy is, like... He's an interesting guy. He's got his takes. There was a time where he was super mellow, wouldn't say anything interesting. And then Envoy joined OpTic, and all of a sudden, we start to see, you know what? This kid's actually got something about him. Like, he's got a little bit of... he's interesting. You don't have to be fucking crazy saying crazy shit. But
I think you're like forgetting like Simp. Like, bro, he stands up, he'll throw his headset, he'll point at the other team. Like, he's got personality, bro. He just don't have the OpTic brand behind him.
Yeah, he does. I mean, look, I used to watch his stream back in the day when he was in Black Ops 3. Like, I remember, he's definitely got personality for sure. What I'm saying is, on FaZe the last few years, he's just been hella PR. Like, bro, he's been unbelievable PR. Like, there's never an interview with Sim where he says anything remotely interesting. And I respect that. Like, on some level, I respect it. It's just, I wish there was a little bit more to it. And if it was on
you just
OpTic,
want Sim to go on main stage and just go like, oh, these guys are ass, like scrap.
Yeah, exactly. And that's it's okay. You can't. Not everyone can do that. It is. What
I'm sure. I'm sure he said something along the lines of that. He just doesn't say it every time.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's okay.
I get what you're saying, Rap. I get what you're saying.
But you know what I'm saying.
I'm giving my GOAT some respect. He's talked some shit in the past and he's backed it.
What I'm saying is it would improve his GOAT status. Going to OpTic would improve his GOAT status. Go on, Dom.
Yeah, it probably would. He does have a good personality. I know what you're saying. It's just like on a content point of view. Like, there's not like a video or like a clip. There's not like a, oh my God, you get Kentucky Fried. Like, he don't have like moments like that.
Yeah,
but
like
he still has a personality. I feel like if he was on OpTic, obviously he would just have more moments to clip farm and have like stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, shit, that's definitely a route. I mean, if I'm Simp, I'm trying to join OpTic for sure. He should be in their DMs for sure.
Oh, I've been Shotzzy's stream. Yo, good route, bro.
For sure, 100%.
Yo, how many subs you away from 6K? Oh, 20? Shit. I know.
A little data on that.
Yo, anyone want a match? I'm telling you.
Zuma commented on it. He said, if I'm OpTic Texas, I'm not making a change. But you got to think, you don't want Simp going anywhere, does he? Let's be real. You know, there's a bit of bias on the FaZe side. FaZe would be cooked if Simp left. Where do FaZe go? What's the FaZe rebuild looking like from there? Simp leaves, Abisi goes to Falcons. Maybe you keep Cell. Then who do you build around him? Like, you know, you might be cooked as a franchise at that point. So obviously, from the FaZe perspective, this is if you're a FaZe fan, it's a concerning time. It's actually really interesting if you're a FaZe fan, right? Because you're looking at this team and thinking, shit, they better win the World Cup, and I hope they stick it out. Because if they don't, like, it's best case scenario for FaZe that they stick, right? Because if they don't stick, then probably people are going left, right, rhubarb. So, like, I get it. If you're Zuma, if you're anyone affiliated with FaZe, obviously you're going to try and keep Simp around because he's Mr. MVP. But at the same time, like, I don't know. It's just interesting. Thieves had their rebuild year. You know, they took a step back. They formed the Nasty Joe Deceives team. They took the year, and then they came back swinging for the fences with a heavy-hitting team. Whether FaZe could replicate that, if necessary, people are saying FaZe Neptune. People are saying FaZe Huke. You know, it could be real interesting. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I just think, look, when we've had this conversation, the community's very split about it. We just did the poll in the chat. 58% of people saying keep Huke, 42% of people saying get Simp in. I think those numbers could change a little bit depending what happens at the World Cup. You know, if there's some surprising results one way or the other, I think those numbers might change. But because the teams are taking it a bit more serious. But yeah, it's an interesting time to be a Call of Duty fan, Trey.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, we do these shows. It's the players kind of make the shows for us too, with what they say. Like, shout out Shotzzy. You know, he definitely makes a lot. You guys. He
did cook
listen,
this week, to be fair.
You guys talk about, all you ever talk about is OpTic. That's because the only motherfuckers that be talking. So, like, you know, what do you want us to do? You know, there's only so much we can do. Like, this is probably the most interesting time for COD 2 because I think OpTic winning definitely pisses a lot of people off, like a lot of the players. Obviously, no one wants to see someone win, but when it's OpTic, it's a little bit different. You know, it makes it a little bit more aggressive. You know, no one wants to see OpTic win because they are the fan base. You know, every major is OpTic's major. So I think, like, them winning champs as well definitely affects a lot of the top teams. And if, you know, they come out and win EWC, then fuck me, this Rostermania might go a little bit crazy.
Absolutely. Well, gentlemen, that has been a generational show. We've done it again. 2 hours, 25 minutes we've been live for. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks for watching live on the YouTube, after the fact on YouTube, after the fact on Spotify. Appreciate every single one of you and all the mega super chats today. We had some great support for the show as always. Don got a lot of love last week. I was reading through all the comments, having a great time. So, you know, maybe we'll get Don when he's absolutely shredded. We'll get Don back on a little beverage. Yeah, no, but honestly, even without the beverages, we always stay cooking on this show. So
yeah, we're cooking.
Hell yeah, we were.
We made a lot of money today. Made a lot of money, and I'm not gonna lie, somewhat feeling it. I haven't eaten all day. Straight off. Listen, I'll tell you what. If we get enough W's in the chat, I'll take one more shot.
Oh.
If we get enough W's in the chat, I'll take another shot. Just to end it off, you know, I'll let Rab and that speak about, you know, the show, and then I'll round us off with a little outro. If we get enough W's in the chat, I'll lock in.
I like that. Final thoughts, Don?
Great show. Had a good time. Hopefully more people create more content. You know, someone talks some shit, someone leaks some shit. You know, maybe the FaZe guy should just fucking let something slip out. And you know what? I don't want to play with these motherfuckers no more.
That's what I need Simp to do, bro. Can you lock in one
let
time?
Something slip for
You're in like
for
year
the next
7
week
of your
so we
career.
can have a show.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Let's let something fly. But
Simp
besides
needs to get
that,
his
man, great show.
Thumbnail numbers up.
It's a vibe, man. It was a vibe.
I've seen a lot of W's, Trey.
I'm seeing a shit ton of W's. We got a lot of support in here, man. We appreciate you every single day, man. Listen, EWC is on the way. I can't remember when it is. It's not this weekend. It's next weekend.
Yeah.
EWC on the way. Me and Rab might be there. We don't know yet. We're still figuring it out. Even Don might show up. Who knows? Listen, we appreciate you guys coming out every single Monday. You know, Fridays we're getting the watch parties back. Not watch parties, but you know, the pre-shows when the event's on. We're gonna get the pre-shows every single day. We appreciate everyone being here. A lot of money was made today. I appreciate you guys for, you know, donating so much. I was seeing 20 euros, you know, close to the pound. But, you know, it's nice that you guys show up every day, every Monday. So we appreciate that. This shot's for you guys. Over 1,000 viewers in the chat all night. That's generational. So we appreciate you.
Bang.
Yes, sir.
That was disgusting.
Big W's, man.
That
From
Benjay to see with
Benjay with
the
a
5,
five.
man.
Benjay with a 5. That's my dog
From
right
downtown.
there. All right, listen. Absolute pleasure being on the show with you. That is 3 shots or whatever shots. I don't even know. That is down. We appreciate you tuning in for episode 67 of Dope Check. You guys have been generational. If you guys have not, make sure to check out Prize Picks. Use code Breaking Point. If you don't, then you're just not making money, and we make money over here. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. We're trying to reach 100K. Make sure you join the Twitter community, Generational Hater Club.
It's been going off in there. We've been popping off.
We are there. From myself, Trey, Morris, Tactical Rab,
I like that.
and Donny Temp. It's an absolute pleasure to give you another show. We'll see you guys in the next one. Absolute pleasure.
Take care.
Later.